Did you hear that? Was that good? Did that record? Are we on air? Are we here?
It came across a little weak.
Really little weak.
Huh. Let me see if mine's any better here. Hold on.
I was trying. I held it away from the microphone because last time I did that, it blew everything up.
How was that? Was that a good one?
A little better. A little bit, probably. I don't know. We'll let the fans decide.
What are you drinking?
It's Spindrift, my man.
Oh, I'm drinking a Coke Zero.
Oh.
Nice and smooth.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yep, nice and smooth.
Nice and smooth.
Nice and smooth.
Welcome to WeNeedWrestling, everybody. I'm
Howdy.
BJ, that's Brett.
Hello. What up?
We have a bit of an oddball episode this week because we do some time traveling that you're just gonna have to deal with.
We are doing a time cop thing.
We are doing a bit of a time cop. And that's all I'll say. And there is no Royal Rumbler because this episode's gonna be long enough. Yeah. Way long enough. Does not need that extra. But we will be back next week with a Royal Rumbler for 2013.
Yeah. Damn
that being said, Brett, how the hell are you?
I'm good, man. I've enjoyed my week of wrestling. I feel like I haven't gotten enough, even though I've watched a lot. I still haven't gotten enough.
Yeah,
and that's a good thing.
Watched.
Yeah. Let's see. Other than that, what's good in my life? I don't know. It's cold out. It's real cold out.
It's very cold. Absolutely.
After we're done recording, I'm gonna go eat myself a succulent salmon dinner.
Ooh.
Just like I'm time copping dinner as well. How about that?
Yeah.
So I'm all over the place. So
say it's salmon twice this week.
Dude, I'm living high, brother.
What a fancy high on the hog. How fancy boy you are.
Nobody's got a bigger hog than me, dude.
That's right.
How are you?
I'm good, pal. I think I'm eating Taco Bell for dinner.
I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it at all. It's personal preference, even. If you put Taco Bell on the list, picking Taco Bell.
I had KFC's Nashville hot chicken tenders for lunch.
Oh, okay. How were they?
They were pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, a little expensive. Like a 3-piece combo was $9, but
wow, okay.
Yeah, didn't love that. But we get through. We're all right. We're getting by.
I had the Burger King, the BK Royal chicken sandwich.
Was that the grilled one?
No, it's breaded. It's very bad for you, but it's a spicy one, and it was good. Messy, but good.
Dude, my Burger King, I think I'm like officially done with them.
Yeah?
They mess up my order every time.
Yeah.
Like I got grilled chicken and I took a bite and it was like ice cold.
Oof.
And I went back in and I was like, guys, could you please like make me one?
Yeah.
Dude, it took them like 20 minutes.
Yikes.
I was like, yeah, I think I'm done here.
Yeah.
I'm going to start going to the one at the top of Blackman Street.
Yeah, go for it. You got to
make it a change.
It's because you went off the path, buddy. You just eating original chicken sandwiches and wouldn't be this problem.
Dude, I've been dying for like a good grilled chicken sandwich at a fast food restaurant, and it doesn't exist.
No,
it just does not exist.
Yeah.
What Popeyes had their blackened chicken sandwich, that was good stuff.
Yeah.
And I think I've been seeing Chick-fil-A advertising one, but I don't eat that. So I'm like, damn it, why can't I just have a good grilled chicken sandwich?
I think what we're proving here is that fried is better. And that frying things is the preferred way to get delicious meals.
But I don't want that.
Well,
I'm just gonna grill my own chicken and make my own sandwiches from now on.
There you go. It'd be like Hammerstone and eat it with 2 fingers out of a tub in front of fans.
Oh, that sick bastard.
But all right. Well, this is WeNeedWrestling. We got a big week, so let's get into it.
All right.
Pro wrestling news. You got any news to talk about, Brett?
No, I don't.
All right. We will cover that kind of a news item in Japan, and I could kind of sort of say now because we're time copying it, but whatever. Is that the big rumor last night after Dynamite because Shivani wasn't there was that Shivani got in trouble with AEW for responding to Chris Charlton, and that's come out as not true. He had a family thing he had to attend to.
Yeah.
So that was just big bullshit rumor mill.
Of course.
But Let's see. Let me Google here. Oh boy, Jeff Hardy from Newsweek. Jeff Hardy believes he could have been bigger than John Cena. That would have been a lot of steroids, pal. I don't know that you have the frame for it.
I don't think that's a crazy, like, I don't think that's crazy to say.
Yeah, he obviously I was being facetious, but yeah, he says that if he didn't fuck up as much as he did, he would have been, and that's true. He did derail his career. Conservative estimate 19 times.
Yeah, so, like he was crazy over.
Yeah.
Like he definitely could have been to that level.
Yeah.
The man just likes drinking and driving.
Right. And the funny thing is and he says, if he was living clean like he is now, and blah blah blah, which is probably right. The only other thing that if he was living clean was that he'd still have to carry the dead weight of his dumb fucking brother.
Well, there is that.
So would he? And I know obviously he won the world title and he's had his singles runs and all that, but like, would he have fully cut the cord from Matt to be the star, that big of a star? Because I don't think Matt could be that big of a star.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know like Jeff. I don't know. He had something, man.
Yeah,
he definitely
for sure.
did.
He's got that
crowds loved him
that they call charisma.
He's got the it factor.
Yeah. Let's see. We'll talk about Hulk Hogan when we talk about Raw. Did we know that the Rumble was going to be in Saudi Arabia next year before we recorded last week? Did we know that?
I think it came out over the weekend.
Okay, well, so the Royal Rumble next year is going to be in Saudi Arabia, so have fun watching that, not us.
Yeah, I won't be. My eyes will not be on that show.
Yeah.
No thanks. All good.
There's an article here. WWE planning to bring in legends for Royal Rumble on February 1st.
So. I mean, like, I get it, but
yeah,
you already have a big enough roster. I don't know.
Right. Chris Jericho featured a new trailer for Shudder's pro wrestling horror film Dark Match.
Oh yeah.
Which we will cover on this show. We've watched nearly all pro wrestling horror movies, I think, that exist.
I think we have.
And I don't know that there's a good one yet. So.
Did you watch the one with Angle? What was it, like Ghost Ship or something?
No.
The one that looks like it was filmed with, like, somebody filmed it like on a potato.
No.
Oh, I did watch that one. You should watch that. It's real bad.
Does it involve professional wrestling as the plot point, or is it just a wrestler in it?
No, there's like multiple wrestlers in it. Wrestling has nothing to do with the plot point, though.
All right. I like my horror movies to be about wrestling with wrestlers.
I think Sid's in it too. I think Kevin Nash is in it.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I just don't remember the name of it, but oh boy, was it bad.
Yeah. All right, well, there's literally no other news. There is a thing here though from the Sportster that I just want to look at really quick, because it is top 10 bloodiest feuds of the 80s ranked by violence level.
Okay. I mean, I'm kind of into that.
Just really quick, because I know like I said, it's a long show. But coming in at number 10, the Iron Sheik versus Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah.
Which the boot camp match from '84 at MSG. Number 9, Midnight Express versus the Road Warriors. Short-lived but highly memorable, according to this article. Number 8, Roddy Piper, Greg Valentine. Of course, dog collar match. You'd have to put that on here.
Naturally.
Incredibly violent. Shocked that it's only number 8, but number 7, Tommy Rich versus Buzz Sawyer in Championship Wrestling.
1,000,000%.
Right. The last battle in Atlanta, of course, giant, insane stuff. Number 6, Jerry Lawler versus Terry Funk. And it says here this feud would urge Dave Meltzer to change his rating scale.
Yeah.
The match between Terry Funk and Jerry Lawler in 1981 would receive 5 stars from Meltzer, and at least the most memorable thing being the empty arena match.
Now I'd probably give it like 2 stars.
It's the first 5-star match of all time, according to the Wrestling Observer.
Terry Funk setting the standard.
Was the no DQ match in 1981. So there you go. First 5-star. Doesn't matter if you have all the 5 stars, how many 5 stars, more 5 stars than anybody else. There's a man that has the first. And
his name is Jerry Lawler.
And he drugged Jerry Lawler to his 5-star match as well, which I would be surprised to see if it was if Lawler had any more. I don't know if he did. Probably not. I'm gonna say no.
That's good, man. Your 2 favorites.
Yep. Number 5, the original Sheik versus Abdullah the Butcher.
Of course.
Because that's just violence. Number 4, Tully Blanchard versus Magnum TA.
Absolutely.
The thing here says this one got extremely personal when Magnum married Tully's ex-wife. Yes, very true. Number 3, the Fantastics versus the Sheep Herders.
Yeah.
If you think the Bushwhackers are fun, go watch the Sheep Herders.
Always.
Yep. And the match in the 86 Crockett Cup gets a 5-star from Meltzer. So there you go.
Damn.
Number 2, Dusty Rhodes versus the 4 Horsemen.
Of course.
Now
they mentioned like as part of that Road Warriors like trying to stab Dusty's eye out.
Let's see. 4 Horsemen, War Games cage match. They don't. It says Superpowers versus Horsemen in War Games, but yeah.
For shame.
Yep. And number 1, Bruiser Brody versus Abdullah the Butcher.
Well, yeah.
Which ended in an actual murder. So there you go. It's funny because it says ranked by violence level, and Terry Flair isn't on here because that was so violent a time that it got banned from television. So, but I guess just one instance as opposed to all the blood and guts and bone breaking of the rest of these.
And that's what I think they're going after.
But it says violence, they mean blood. But I mean had that too. But whatever. There you go. Top 10 violent, horrible feuds of the 80s. And that concludes.
I'm all right with that list. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's fine. It's good.
Yeah. You have anything else?
Nope. I got nothing, pal. That's it. That is all the internet gave us. That is an ending of that segment. All
right. Well, let's get into wrestling that we watched in America.
Yes.
So I didn't watch it, but I only saw the little clip of it from SmackDown of Tiffany Stratton cashing in her Money in the Bank.
Yes.
Dealy, and now she's the women's champ on SmackDown. That's the first of 3 women's title changes in the WWE this week.
Right.
Which I was kind of like, whoa, that's kind of wild. I mean, I don't know. She's all right. Not my cup of tea. Neither's Nia Jax, though. So
yeah.
But it's like her first world title win. So, or no, well, she held the NXT belt, I think, too. But that's not really a world title.
Yeah. I don't care for either of them. That's what it is.
Man, she was trained by that motherfucking son of a B, Greg Gagne.
That's true.
So that makes me happy. I didn't see anything else from SmackDown. So Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
You watched
live from on Netflix.
You watched this. I watched this.
With somewhere between 0 viewers and 200 billion viewers.
Yeah,
I think is the fair estimate here.
Yeah, you're never gonna get that amount.
Nope, not a real one. Netflix lies. We all know Netflix lies.
Yeah,
they've lied about everything they've ever put on there. So.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the show looked massive. It was from the Intuit Dome.
Yeah, it looked
LA.
Great. Felt great.
Yeah,
felt big.
It felt huge. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's where the Clippers play now, and they have that wall or whatever they call it. It looks crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not honestly like a ton to talk about from the show. Roman beats Solo.
But David LaGreca said it was bigger than any WrestleMania ever.
I don't give a fuck what David LaGreca says about anything. No, he said
it's bigger than any WrestleMania ever in the history of WrestleMania. This is the biggest show. He says the biggest show in the history of professional wrestling. And he said in the same sentence that CM Punk should no longer feel like he missed out by not main eventing a WrestleMania because he main evented this show, and this was bigger than that.
So, I mean, to play devil's advocate, I mean, globally,
sure,
it's massive. Like globally, it's probably had the most eyeballs that could be on it.
Yeah,
like on a wrestling show at one time.
Yeah, the potential eyeballs for sure.
If he's coming from like that angle of it, then I'd say, yeah. I mean, I could kind of get what you're saying.
It's definitely a tell by WWE for like who they trust for a moment like that.
Yeah,
to end their biggest show, it's definitely like who are we going to send out to main event this thing? We're going to send out these two guys. But bigger than a WrestleMania, I don't know, bigger than a WrestleMania. Come on, it's a packed arena, but it was like 18,000 people. WrestleMania gets 40, 50, 60. The paid shills are shilling.
But, yeah, I mean, like I said, if he's coming from that angle that I described, then I'd say, yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he's coming from that angle, though.
Yeah, because like WrestleManias are available worldwide. Also, you know what I mean? Like that, there was no like cable restriction to a WrestleMania, so that's still available around the world. Also,
I don't know if it's as available as Netflix is, though.
No, you don't think so?
I don't know the international rules for like what airs where, like on what platforms, and I don't know all that.
Yeah,
I mean, I just know Netflix is massive, obviously. So again, if that's what he's meaning, then okay. But yeah, I mean, the show had 4 matches on it. Roman versus Solo for that whatever the fuck thing it is.
Yeah.
The Uafala, is that it?
Sure. So that sounds like the combination of letters they use.
Yeah. And I kind of like raised the question, and I asked this to Tim and Marcus because obviously they're the more WWE heads. I was like, do you think it's the end of the Bloodline story? Because I know like Rock comes out at the end, shakes Roman's hand, puts the whatever on his neck, they embrace. It kind of felt like the end.
Yeah.
But also like you could just pivot this to Rock Roman at Mania.
Sure.
That match, if it's gonna happen, like it has to be this year. Yeah. You can't put it off another year.
Right. I agree.
So if anything, it would have to be this year. Rock, and I'll touch on this as well, but I do wonder like if it's the end of it, because like Solo's kind of a chump now.
Sure. I mean, they've made him one.
He was still looked at as like lesser, and then Roman came back and he looked at even lesser, and now Roman kind of beat him clean as a sheet.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think there's anything left for him.
Right.
I don't know how you continue it. I don't know if you want to transition like to Jacob Fatu being the guy, but I just don't know where you go from here. It felt like a finale of it though.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
yeah, that makes sense.
Roman's back in power, feel good ending, and send everybody home happy.
Right.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. I don't know that it's satisfying. I mean, it sends people home happy, I guess, but I don't know that it's satisfying. I know the Rock stuff raised a lot of questions for people because of his about face seemingly in character work, but I think they know that won't carry WrestleMania again. Yeah,
that was the whole like Rock promo was weird. I don't even know if it was like a promo. It was weird, and it was such bad optics having your world champion just sitting in the front row.
Yes,
like in the crowd. Like, part of me, like if Cody wasn't such a chump, I'd actually would feel a little bad for him.
Right.
Like I would say like, well, you would never have Steve Austin or John Cena sitting there.
Right.
So why is this guy sitting here? And I don't know what he's gonna do for Mania. I have no idea. Because like him and Rock are all buddy now. They showed him backstage drinking tequila,
right?
Like, ribbing on each other. I don't know. I don't know where it goes. I mean, Mania season's gonna ramp up, so
yeah.
I'll probably pay more attention. I've been paying more attention again because of my nephews, but they loved the show on Monday. They had a great time.
Okay.
I sent you that video of Dominic dancing like Jey Uso.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's what it's supposed to be.
He was fired up, man. Like I saw that. I'm like, this is great. I love this.
Yeah.
Not for me, but it's great, like
yeah, for sure.
Rhea, she wins the world title back. So that's your second women's title change this week in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's the only other match other than Uso and Drew McIntyre, which wasn't very good, was Punk Rollins, the main event.
And it was really good.
It was a
really good match.
Yeah.
A lot of people pointing out that it's the same finish that Punk used against Mox in like 2 or 3 years ago in AEW, and that Mox did it better, but Seth didn't do it bad. If you're at this point in your life and you don't think that Seth Rollins or is a lesser wrestler than Mox, like if you don't realize that Moxley's a better in-ring wrestler than Seth Rollins, I don't know what to tell you. But Seth didn't do it bad. He just didn't do it as good as a better wrestler.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I thought it was a really good match.
It was, man. It was a good match to take him off the air,
Yeah, for sure.
And the stream, I guess you could say, have to say.
Yeah, and I thought the whole presentation was good. It felt big. It felt fun.
Topanga was there.
Right. The Culkins, Topanga, that guy that drinks his own son's blood to stay young forever.
Yeah, he was there.
There's lots of people in there. The Will Friedel was there, and they didn't put his name up
Eric
on a marquee.
Matthews. God bless you, Eric Matthews.
Yep. But I guess Sean Hunter's not a big WWE fan, but
I wish he was.
And Topanga jumping sides because she was Danielhausen, but
she's been back and forth though.
Yeah,
I remember pictures of her going to PWG shows.
Yeah, well,
so
Topanga should be a little loyal.
God bless that woman. She can do whatever she wants.
That
hair. Now, how is her hair still perfect?
But one of the big stories, maybe the biggest story out of that whole thing is the Hulk Hogan shit.
Yeah, I was saving this for you to bring it up.
Yeah, it's just so funny, dude. Again, I thought the show as a whole was a ton of fun.
Yeah, I had fun watching it.
I'm canceling Netflix because I was going to cancel Netflix anyway. Like I'm not sticking around just for Raw. But it felt big. I hope they could keep that feeling without having to wheel out the people they thought were going to give, I hope they're not like, all right, well, next week on Raw, we need to have another group of celebrities up front, and we need to, we need to make sure Travis Scott comes out every week smoking a blunt on TV to make sure people watch.
I'll watch that every week.
Question,
because I know you streamed it through Netflix, and I watched it other ways.
Sure.
Did you have any problems with the stream at all? Was it lagging? Any buffering?
No problems.
That's good.
No problems at all. And I left for a little while and came back, so I missed like a little bit of the show.
Okay.
But like I didn't see I don't know, there was something that happened on it that you were talking about in the Discord that I didn't see, and I was like, oh, okay, that happened. But yeah, it felt big, it looked big, like I was excited watching it, but the Hogan thing is hilarious. He gets booed pretty substantially.
Yeah, mercilessly, as he should.
Poor Jimmy Hart having to be there for that. But as he should. And like it was fun to watch Hogan squirm because he knew
the best.
Because like so you could see him, and then that was why he like started name dropping people, and like people were booing Hogan enough that they then booed the mere mention of Macho Man and Andre because the fans were like, "You're not going to use them, asshole."
No, and he was like, "You guys have been with me through my highest points and lowest points." And I go, "Yeah, what are the lowest points, Hulk? Let's talk about it."
Yeah. So, it was it's well deserved. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. And it makes me chuckle. I sleep better at night knowing that Hulk Hogan got his ego knocked down a little bit. Because other people didn't. Undertaker got a great reaction for riding his motorcycle in the circle. And by the way, I don't know if he's dipping into his buddy the Godfather stash or if he was just drinking backstage. But oh boy, when he took his sunglasses off and like backstage stuff,
he should not have been operating a motor vehicle.
No fucking way. Like
him and The Rock were drinking too much Terramana.
100% they were. Yeah. He was ripped on something. Yeah, which is why he walked his motorcycle half the way.
Yep.
But like, oh boy, was he was fucked up on something. But yeah, man, I can't fault them. You know, I get it. Like, I had a hard time watching it, like, because Michelle's watching it with me, and I was just like, you know, what can AEW do better in that big debate? And I don't want to get into it necessarily because there's a lot of things, and it's a downer, and it's what it is. You know,
they can't do what Monday Night Raw was.
They can't, and they shouldn't.
I don't think they ever could.
No, and they shouldn't try. It's, you know, but like, it was more of like for me, like the difference in audience and like how seemingly a tenth. Like, AEW is only able to get a tenth of what WWE does, and it's like, you would think there'd be more people that'd be just like into watching cool shit, but like WWE has the like, and I saw somebody's take on this, and I thought it was really good. I don't remember who it was, but it was like, it was Trevor Dame, I don't remember, but somebody was like, you know, people go to WWE and they're not necessarily concerned with the matches because they get to go home and be like, I saw The Rock.
Yeah.
I saw Undertaker, like, you know, the poor sad souls that are trying to defend Hulk Hogan still in toy groups on Facebook are like, I got to see Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Saw John Cena.
Yeah. So like, you know, it's like being somewhere where there's actual celebrities, and because they are in a lot of ways. So it's like, you know, the matches take a back seat to the spectacle and to just the feeling of being in a room with these wrestlers. And I understand that.
Of course.
But you know, I want to watch wrestling, and they had it. That main event was very good.
It was very good.
But AEW can't do that. AEW doesn't have, maybe they have one guy, maybe, but like, that's it. That people are like, oh yeah, I'll go just to see him. Otherwise, people are watching AEW for competent wrestling, and they don't get that. They get matches, but otherwise, everything else is it's very iffy. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, and it's barely ever connected. Yeah. But and I still watch that. I'm going to continue to watch that. But you know, Raw definitely felt special, so I get it. So they're gonna, you know, they're still gonna ride high. We'll see what happens. If, like you said before, if the Samoan stuff is done, like, what becomes the top thing that carries that company next is going to be really interesting, because I don't know that it's Cody if you're bitching him out like you did on Raw.
Yeah, it was just very weird.
And like this Punk Rollins isn't going to necessarily go much further.
No, I think you're going to get 1 to 2 more matches out of them, and I don't think they can go to Mania.
Right. So what do you know, going into Mania season, and this is the, you know, in a couple of weeks we got the Rumble, which starts everything off. So if the Rumble doesn't set that stuff up, you know, it'll be interesting. But, you know, we'll see what's on the top of this card going into Mania. 2 nights of Mania, they got to have 2 big programs, right?
Absolutely you do, yeah.
Or one big program, both of them involving The Rock.
And that's why if you're doing Rock Roman, you gotta do it this year.
Right. And it doesn't
that'll close out your Sunday Mania.
Right, but this Raw makes it seem like they're not going to. Although they did sort of kind of come out and say that like it wasn't really in canon, and because it was such a big event that because The Rock was like, oh no, I'm still the final boss, you know. So,
yeah, so let's get into that, because that would happen on NXT.
Okay. Really quick, I did look up in the past, and Fightful has numbers from India for WrestleMania viewership. So like for like pay-per-view viewership and everything. So this was WrestleMania's viewership, WrestleMania 38, which is a couple years ago, but this is the easiest Google I can find. In just India, WrestleMania 38 had 56 million viewers. Streaming.
I mean, that's insane.
So if Raw's national or international numbers, global numbers for Raw are just under 5 million, which is great, right? It's more than they were getting on TV. But if there's truth to 50 plus million just in India watching WrestleManias, it's not a comparison.
Now, was it 5 million or was it 500 million?
Raw reports 4.9 million global views for Netflix debut.
Okay.
So.
All right. Yeah. Again, I don't.
Right. So I don't know. Again, it's La Greca. I shouldn't be putting that much time into it, but
no, you
just wanted to get that out there because again, the shills are going to shill. But NXT.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of this. Did you watch any of this?
No, sir.
All right. Well, yeah, NXT New Year's Evil. Dude, they held it at the Shrine Auditorium in I think it was in LA. Gorgeous. It looked so cool.
Okay.
It was such like a cool setup. It's an old building, and it just looked cool as hell how it was set up. And the whole time I'm thinking, why can't AEW run here?
Yeah.
Like AEW could fit in here. It just looked cool.
Right.
Really, I wanted to watch this for one match only, and that was for the NXT Women's Championship, and thankfully it kicked off the show.
Nice.
Roxanne Perez defending against Julia.
Mm-hmm.
Julia gets the win. Julia
Great.
is your women's NXT champion.
Yeah.
I expect her to have this belt for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I expect Roxanne Perez to probably go to the main roster.
Okay.
I think she had the belt for a very long time as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's probably anything left for her to do down there.
Okay.
And maybe put her up on the main roster. I don't know if she gets lost in the shuffle. Who knows? But match was good, man. Julia looked good. Julia won with the Northern Lights bomb.
Nice.
Hit one on the outside, threw her in the ring, and hit another, and it looked sick.
Okay.
So
like it.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty quick for Julia.
I mean, it's the right call, right? I mean, you get a superstar.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah, so good for her. If she's on top, I'll watch.
Yeah.
In more ways than one. I didn't watch the whole match of this, but I did see I guess they have a women's North American title. Stephanie Vaquer, she's the number one contender.
Okay.
So you're setting these, international players up as legit stars.
Yeah.
Which is what you should be doing.
Right.
So
good on them. That's what they did with Asuka. That's what they did with Io Sky, Kairi Sane. Those are three of their more successful main roster women.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Especially Asuka. Io's been there for a little while, but Asuka's been there for how fucking long?
Yeah, very long time.
So.
And then I didn't watch the match, but Obafemi won the NXT title.
I saw that too. That's cool. Good for him.
So good for Obafemi. I like that.
Yeah.
And then I didn't see The Rock's whole promo at the end, but he was pretty much last year everybody's mocking the Cody fans. He's like, don't be mean to Cody. And then this year he's like, now after last night, people are going, well, why weren't you mean to Cody? And he goes, what way? He's just and he did the whole, shut your mouths, enjoy the ride the Rock's taking you on,
Sure.
So who knows where that goes in the future, but when he said that line, I'm like, okay, that was actually kind of funny. So yeah, I mean, NXT, that's another one. I don't know. I can't watch it regularly because there's a lot of bad stuff on there. Anybody that watches segments for a bit, I don't get it, dude. Don't know how you do it.
Better than me. Can't do it.
Can't be bothered with that. So we'll get into AEW, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's what we got. That's where we're at. That's what we watched. Better or worse.
Collision. So it was weird. I forget what I was watching Saturday night, and I caught the second hour of Collision.
Okay.
But I don't remember much from it. And I went back and I watched the first hour of Collision yesterday.
Okay.
The only thing I have of note, really for the whole show, was Daniel Garcia versus Mark Briscoe for the TNT title.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good match. I liked that Garcia was like wanted to work inside the ring when Briscoe's just like, no, fuck this, we're just gonna brawl everywhere.
Yeah.
Man, could I see Mark Briscoe holding a title?
Yeah, for sure.
Why he
He's
lost that
bulletproof.
Ring of Honor title anyway is a joke.
Yeah, because for Tony Khan's strategy is, well, they're sniffing around a Ring of Honor TV show. I got to put the belt on Jericho to make it valid.
Yeah.
And then this is twice now he's done that, and Ring of Honor has not gotten TV either time.
Yeah.
Stop going to the fat Canadian well. And pick somebody else.
The fat Canadian well. I like that a lot.
It doesn't work. Like it didn't fucking work, right? So
the fat Canadian well.
My thing about it, I guess he has dual citizenship, which is why he gave so much of a shit on January 6th. But anyway, yeah, I dug this match. They're both solid workers. I just am left asking why, from an AEW standpoint, this match needs to happen, because they're buddies. They even cut promos, like the promos at the beginning of the show are really cool again. Like, they brought that back.
Yeah.
And then even Mark Briscoe in his promo was like, "We're friends, but I'm gonna fight you." And it's like, all right, that's perfectly valid if that hasn't been what's been happening in AEW for, let me check my calendar here, 5 years. Like, and again, I watch AEW because I like the wrestling aspect of it. So, like, I'm bitching about it, sure, but like, it's because I want them to be better and do better, right? That's why I give AEW a hard time when I do. So I was just like, why? Like, this doesn't. We've seen this before. We've seen this recently before. But it's still good. So if you're just like, well, here's a guaranteed good match we'll put on TV, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't do anything for the belt. It doesn't move the belt forward. It doesn't give a storyline forward for the belt. And like, Mark Briscoe, who is a wild fan favorite,
absolutely,
and an incredibly well delivering professional wrestler, is just trapped in this cycle of like, well, I'm just going to lose in good matches. So yeah, and again, the feel good moment of him winning the Ring of Honor title, and he had some good defenses, but then ultimately he falls down the fat Canadian well, and for no reason, because True TV was maybe thinking about it. I don't know. If I'm True TV, I'm blocking Tony Khan's fucking phone number. I'm not. And I know they're under the Warner umbrella, but like, I'm not interested. Ring of Honor is not a product that will carry TV weight.
No.
And like, if you're going to wait to get TV to try and make it TV worthy, it's never going to happen. Make it a must-watch show now, because it's not.
Yep.
There's no buzz. You have Athena, who's great, but everyone says she should be on the main roster, which she should be.
Yep.
And then you're just like, all right, John Cruz is wrestling on this. Or like, I know that like Queen Amanada's there, and I like Amanada a ton, but Amanada should be in the main roster because that main roster isn't cooking like it should. Or cycle some people down. How about instead of forcing Statlander into every fucking thing that you do with the women's division on TV? And I like Statlander a ton. But how about you take a real star from your regular television and put them in Ring of Honor and see if that makes people watching? Because, again, you've tried it twice with a guy, and it didn't work either time.
Yep.
But like, Statlander is now on her third cycle through nonstop through title belts potentially. Yeah. And like, I love Stat. Her matches are awesome, but like, what if Stat has a really good match on pay-per-view that everybody talks about? Then she has a second really good match that everybody talks about. And then you put her as the third fiddle in a three-way, or maybe she goes and has a fucking classic with Athena in Ring of Honor, and they could do a little switcheroo.
Yeah.
But they're afraid to do that even. How about you get a guy who's mid-card pumped up in AEW and have them go for the Ring of Honor title against Briscoe?
Yep.
There's a bunch of guys that could have been doing that shit. You're gonna fucking
come on, dude. We got Matt Cardona.
Right. Yeah, right. Why hasn't he been signed? He fits right into the product. Yeah, does he? Giving away tickets to the fucking Hammerstein because you can't sell more than 500. Anyway, but like, why not say like Will Hobbs instead of throwing him to the wolves on the next fucking Dynamite, and see if he can make an impact down in Ring of Honor doing something.
Dude, you know what? Last night I kind of thought the same thing.
You know, it's frustrating. AEW is an incredibly frustrating company. All of wrestling right now has its aspects of being incredibly frustrating. And, you know, we talked about WWE on the top of the show and how good the Netflix show was. I have very little complaints about that Netflix show. But it's also because I don't really care about WWE, so I'm not going to nitpick them because I don't want them to be better. I want them to be worse. Do worse, goddammit.
Hey, you, do worse.
Do worse. But yeah, this whole collision, like, there's nothing else. Like, there's like little things there's little threads, like tiny little strings they're connecting back to Dynamite with like the Yuta promo, and Jarrett gets his time. Yeah. But like then we get the Cope interview where Jericho says Cope is a dope. Great, really.
And he was like, "Yeah, sick burn."
Yeah, fucking writers are really killing it.
Like, dude, like you're like, is he in his 50s?
Both of them are.
Like, what we're doing, sick burn, like,
yeah, sick burn, bro.
God.
But like, and AEW's doing the same fucking thing, right? Because Wednesday, like, there's no talk like of Edge, talking about Jericho and Big Bill and the Learning Tree, right? But then after his stuff on Dynamite is over, they announced that on Collision he's back to feuding with Jericho. So Edge is currently Edge and FTR are feuding on both TV shows for AEW with different people.
Yeah.
And it's like, why the fuck are we doing this? You got nobody else? Because the Edge's return from his fucking broken leg the ratings didn't pop. It's not up and back up.
Dude, he's a Dynamite promo guy and a Collision wrestler, all right?
Right. It's so fucking stupid. It's real dumb. It's like weird. You don't have any other wrestlers you can put in a middling feud nobody watches against Chris Jericho. I just don't fucking get it. Because like I don't want the shows to split. I want them to be connected. And they're like, well, Edge is on both shows. Great, everybody. But he's doing two different things that are not connected in any fucking way. Like the Death Riders don't want Jericho on their side.
No.
So like I don't know. It's incredibly I don't know. It's incredibly fucking confusing. One of the problems, and I'm on a huge rant here, and I'm very sorry, but one of the big problems with AEW, I think, creatively, is that Tony Khan doesn't say no to the people who thinks are big stars, and these big guys go to AEW knowing that, to quote Chris Charlton, there's a money mark there, and he'll just let people do whatever they want. So Edge is like, I want to work with my friends. I'm friends with FTR, and I'm friends with Chris Jericho. I want to work with Chris Jericho. And Tony Khan's like, okay, but we also need you guys to work with Moxley to try and heat that up. And he's like, oh, I could do both. And Tony Khan's like, yeah, okay, whatever you need, Edge. You're a giant star. And he's like, Moxley wants to do this Death Rider thing. And it's like, hey, Mox, the idea was there, but this is really starting to wane. Like, this is petering off in a real big way.
Yeah.
But TK ain't going to say that because it's Mox. He feels he's a big star. So, like, Jericho wants to be Ring of Honor champion. Okay, he gets to be it. Jericho wants the main event Collision. Okay, he gets to do it. Like, you know, the Young Bucks want to purposefully be bad, quote unquote, for 8 months. Okay. Like, there's creative, but there's no creative control. Like, nobody's telling no to these fucking bad ideas in this fucking company. And one of your shows, that being Collision, is almost entirely a bad idea.
Yeah, I think like the only thing of note from Collision that I liked was the Outrunners and the Rock and Roll Express little promo backstage. Like,
yeah, because
that was funny.
The Outrunners like, you still owe us gas money from '82.
Yeah,
hilarious. You know what I don't need though? I don't need the Death Riders involved with the Rock and Roll Express.
No, especially like where they were just tied up, but there was no real violence.
Right.
Like, I don't. It should have went backstage. They should have been left on the ground, beaten up, maybe bloody, and you see the Death Riders just laughing at them walking away.
Well, and that's it. And God bless Ricky Morton because he angled for himself to get a match out of this at the end of this whole fucking thing.
Shoot hoot.
Because of course he did. And I do not doubt in my mind that we're not going to get the Rock and Rolls versus the Death Riders in some fucking way.
I don't think Robert works anymore.
I know Robert retired, but a paycheck that Tony Khan's going to be willing to, Hoot got his eye fixed. He can get back in there.
To shoot.
Just can't hit him too hard on the left side. It might go wonky again. But but like I was like, oh, this is a funny pop for me. Ha ha. Us who know. Here's the Rock and Rolls. I love the Rock and Rolls. And then like when FTR and Edge go to save them, like two of them run away, but Bald has to stay behind because they can't figure out how to untie themselves.
Yeah.
And I was just like, guys, we're done here. This doesn't help this program. This doesn't make anybody look cool.
No, it doesn't.
It should have been a one-off with the Outrunners, and that was it.
Yep, I agree.
Tying him into the Death Riders makes no fucking sense. Like, and like Jericho takes the pin in the tag match. So like that program's over then. What else do you have to prove? You beat Chris Jericho. Like what else is there? But Jericho has to get his win back, right?
Yeah, because he's facing Bald, right?
Yeah.
And Edge is facing Big Bill.
Yeah. So like Jericho has this like handshake deal with Tony Khan because again Tony Khan thinks he's fucking amazing. Like thinks Jericho's amazing. He's like, all right, well you'll lose here, but we'll get you your win back next week because you're Chris Jericho.
Ugh, no thanks.
It's like. This Collision had a good match, a pop for us old heads, and then a confusing segment. So this was just a 2-hour rampage.
Yeah, I didn't really watch anything else. Like I said, I watched it, but there's nothing of note.
There's literally nothing else.
Yeah. Well, with there being nothing else.
Yes.
Let's get into Dynamite.
All right.
Dynamite kicks off. Will Ospreay versus Buddy Matthews.
Yes.
This got announced the other day,
and
it was another one where the reasoning was, Ospreay, he eliminated Brody from the C2, so now there's a grudge with Ospreay and the House of Black.
Well, okay, well, kinda.
I was like, okay, I mean that's a weird way to get to this, but all right, let's go for it. Thought it was a great TV match to kick off the show, though.
This would be the kind of thing that I watch AEW for, right? This is the good shit, pal. The storyline doesn't make any sense, and that's just what AEW does. But like the match is real good. So at the end of the match, I'm not like that was real good, but it would have been better if it made sense. Like, no, we're fine. I can move on from that. From like having that feeling of like, wait, Buddy's in this because of why. But
yeah, and I think it was somebody brought it up in the Discord last night. They go, hey, Buddy Matthews, let's show him when he won a match 6 weeks ago on a pre-show for a pay-per-view and haven't seen him since.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
And they shake hands afterwards, and Ospreay cuts a promo about how Buddy and Brody don't need a leader. And if Buddy needs somebody who has his back, Ospreay's there. And then now everybody is still holding their breath waiting for the Malachi Black Instagram reel or story about whether or not he's leaving or not. It certainly seems like he's leaving. Everybody's reporting that he's leaving, but that happens every time he's not on TV and somebody else is.
Yeah, it does.
The 2 months ago, everybody was convinced. Fucking Sean Ross Sapp, fucking all those guys were like, he's gone. So
yeah,
we're getting that same level again. Oh, I guess eventually it'll be true.
Is this part of Malachi Black's lore?
Right.
Like, hey guys, am I?
Right. Like he's just sitting at home laughing, like, ha ha, I got it.
Yeah. Got you again, Marks.
Yeah. But if Buddy, and then Buddy, did you see Buddy's online promo?
No, I didn't.
So Buddy did a little backstage thing they put on Twitter because that's where they put the stuff that advances things.
Which I hate.
Why put it on your pro wrestling show? Put it on your Twitter that nobody interacts with. He was like, he cut a promo and he's like, this match was great. Thank you, Will Ospreay. And then he was like, I just want you to know that what you said after the match didn't fall on deaf ears.
Oh, okay.
So,
interesting.
And like, if this is Will, like, I think Joe said it in the Discord, like, if this is Will Ospreay beating people and then convincing them to be good for the sake of AEW, that's a thing.
That's an interesting story.
If this is Ospreay leading to a feud with the House of Black, I'm comfortable with that too.
I'm okay with that.
If we can get if Buddy defects even, because Buddy never really fit, right? No tattoos and whatever.
No.
He just can't not use Eyes Adjust. It's too good. But
goddamn right.
But like if it's, Ospreay and Buddy against Malachi and Brody, sign me up.
Yeah, I'd be into that.
Because they were already the tag team anyway. Maybe Buddy doesn't leave and Ospreay, and maybe it ends up being like Ospreay, Mark Davis, and someone else against the House of Black. I'm fine with that. I'll watch Mark Davis, Brody all day.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Or Will Ospreay could be fighting for a title, but that's just me.
Right. Or it could be nothing. And Ospreay, I don't know. I don't know where it should be. Ospreay told Darby he was going to help fight the Death Riders after.
Yeah, like is this his way of doing it?
I don't know. Yeah, because Darby's not around right now. He wasn't around this week, so who knows? AEW.
Who knows?
AEW is the ultimate. Like you got to wait. Like The Rock said, you got to wait and see what story they're telling.
See what ride I'm taking you on.
But then at the end of it, you're like, that was just around the block. I don't know that this was the ride you thought it was.
We didn't go anywhere.
Right. AEW is like getting in an Uber when they have during Prime rating where they have like the rates up.
Yeah.
Like events, and the guy drives you half a block but charges you $40 for it. It's like, I got a ride. It's not, I didn't have to walk.
Technically, a ride did take place.
Technically, I was taken somewhere.
That's amazing.
But I was overcharged. I overcommitted, but I'm not gonna delete the Uber app off my phone. I'm gonna try it again the next time.
So can you think of a more like, please get these guys off my TV, get the belts off them now, but then Private Party?
No. Hilarious.
Get them out. Get them out.
If WWE punked out Cody by making him cheers the guy that left him bloody in a fucking parking lot the last time we saw them together, and even The Rock made a joke about Cody's mom to Cody, and Cody was like, "That was a good one, Rock. You really got me.
Good one, Dewey.
Yeah, you got me, dude." This is AEW's version of that, because Private Party was like, we got the velvet ropes, we got the drinks, we got the ladies, and then Hurt Syndicate comes out and is like, you guys suck.
Yeah, we're pretty much like, hey, let's cheers these guys. Psych, we're going to beat the shit out of you.
And
which is exactly what needs to happen.
Right. I'm actually excited about this. I think this is a good thing. I think, I'm not going to be as excited when it's a 20-minute back and forth match, when it should be a 2-minute blowout.
2-minute squashel.
And I'm going to be even less excited when Private Party beats them. But
stop it. Knock it off.
But Lashley and Benjamin with the tag titles?
Yes.
You want to
get me interested in that damn tag division again?
It would be like the best thing they've done in their tag division in years, I think. Like
probably since like Omega and Hangman had the belts.
Yeah, right. Like, we've had all the months of the Bucks and now this Private Party thing, and like the Acclaimed had them for too long. Like for real, like Lashley and Benjamin, and then them potentially, if he's not gone, like Malachi and Brody against Benjamin and Lashley.
Oh my God,
like there's a lot of things you can fucking do with a lot of cool things. You could get like even though they decide whether or not they want them to be a tag team or singles guys, whether the Brian Cage is winning singles titles or just straight cash, homie. As a singles guy.
God, what the fuck was that?
But like even Cage and Archer against like Shelton and Lashley,
sure.
And Archer and Shelton have history because they're both Suzuki Gun members.
Absolutely, yep.
Like there's potential all over the place, and there's also just potential.
Just do it though.
Right. There's also potential for like Lashley and Benjamin versus Leo Rush and Action Andretti, where they just do a murder on television.
I'm into that. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. So like that's an exciting thing. So I can't wait for AEW to pull the rug out, but they'll pull the rug out faster than Hawk Tuwood girl did on her cryptocurrency. But
Jesus.
But there's a time.
I'm gonna go to bed, y'all.
Yeah, I'm going to bed, y'all.
I'm tired.
Been seen, right? She disappeared, huh?
So.
Good for her. That 15 ran up way too late.
Sure did.
But
yeah, this leads to Bobby Lashley versus Mark Briscoe.
Yeah.
It was which again, solid TV match.
Should have been shorter.
Mark is bulletproof.
Yeah.
Lashley looks like an actual monster.
Yeah, and I love Mark, and I hate saying this about Mark, but like I think Lashley should have beat him up a little bit more.
I agree.
It was they had Lashley was dominant, and I know that Mark is bulletproof, and everybody likes to see the comeback, and he does the stuff, and he's great. It should have been more condensed, and Bobby should have looked a little more dominant, not a squash, but like a little more dominant. Like Mark should have been fighting from underneath a lot sooner.
Not every match needs 50-50 booking.
Right, and then the comeback should have been real short. So like,
yeah.
But it's fine. Again, I liked it. I just, again, I can nitpick this company because I like them more. But I want to see Lashley do cool things. And
I liked the Private Party running out with chairs at the end and the Hurt Syndicate not bailing the ring.
Yeah.
They're just like, all right, I guess we'll leave.
Yeah, you guys are here. All
we'll
right,
back up a little bit. Okay.
The chairs do kind of even the score. All right, guys.
Okay. Yeah. We'll get out of your hair.
Right. So.
Then there was the Casino Gauntlet match.
Yeah.
Speaking of long segments. Thought it was decent. Powerhouse Hobbs winning like threw me off.
Yeah.
Which is like normally a good thing.
Yeah.
But he's not gonna lose, or he's not gonna beat Moxley.
Right. And nobody is. So and that's like that's a constant wrestling balance, right? How does your champ have defenses that are clear? There's a clear winner, like that there's not gonna be any clear challenge.
Sure.
But and like Hobbs losing a main event is better than never being in one. Challenging for the title is better than never challenging for the title.
I agree with that.
But like if Hobbs does this and then sort of becomes Ospreay's backer theoretically for his fight again, like there's potential there. Like I like Hobbs a ton.
Yeah.
And I like this match for the first 4 people, and then skip one the next 2, and then skip 1 or 2, and then the last 2. I don't think Adam Cole had a place in this match.
No.
Particularly not clearing the ring like he did. And then also you had the Roddy and Cool Kyle in it, and they had like their moment of the 3 of them together. But Kyle came out to his conglomeration music.
Very weird.
And like, did they just not change it? Because commentary's like, recently reunited. It's like, recently reunited? What do you mean? They're not in the same stable. Like so I don't know. It's just again
all over the place.
Again, just not clear. You're not being clear enough. This shit should be easy, and you're not doing it.
Yeah.
Nobody else from the conglomeration has really been on TV. Willow comes out, but Willow's doesn't have the conglomeration before her fucking music like Kyle did.
Same thing with like Briscoe. He doesn't have it.
Right. He doesn't have it. OC's not on this show. Ishii's in Japan. Rocky's in Japan. So like, I don't know. I'm very confused. The best member of conglomeration adjacent this week, the conglomeration performance of the weekend goes to Chuck Taylor.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's the best.
They've all since been deleted, but Chuck Taylor's Twitter is the conglomeration performance of the week.
More on him later. So after the match, you get like the Jeff Jarrett promo.
Yes.
Where MJF comes out, and it's just
and I heard a scream of all screams up here, and I was like, Joe, are you okay?
Yeah.
I've been making hourly check-ins.
Yeah, I heard a shrieking howl in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I thought it was all right. I thought Jeff got like good at the end with it.
Yeah.
But it also felt like it was just going too long.
Yes.
I'm like, guys, where are we getting with this? Come on, like let's wrap this shit up, B. Like
I've thankfully started to see some people talk about MJF's fall off.
Yeah.
And like honestly, like that dude has a lot to learn that he can learn from Jeff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What does this do? Where does this go?
I guess we're getting Jeff Jarrett versus MJF, huh?
And we're gonna have Jeff win that one. That doesn't seem like a thing Tony Khan would do.
No, I don't think Jeff will win it.
Right. So like this retirement tour is just him slubbing it for a year. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't want to say this, and I apologize to Joe in advance, but like, I guess I'd rather MJF buried in the mid-card program with Jarrett than coming up against the Death Riders right now.
Yeah, no, MJF has no place in that story.
So, you know, and like this whole thing, like MJF is like, I want the title too. So like, I'd rather him just fucking spin his tires in this thing and have Jarrett try and carry him to good stuff. You know, the matches will probably be great. But we'll see.
I don't know if they'll be great. They'll be good.
We'll see.
So this leads to another Edge promo.
Yeah, this sucked.
Yeah, this wasn't very good.
Edge, I think Edge is a bad promo. And I've said before I like Edge more now than I ever did. But his promos are bad, and the crowd did not react.
No, this crowd started out hot, and they tapered off hard.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah, Edge is talking about Moxley, and then Moxley comes out to Death Riders, and they end up getting jumped by FTR, and it's a big brawl. And then Hobbs comes out to save. Was it Edge who's about to get like beat up real bad, or he was about to get plastic bagged.
He was about to get bagged. Yep.
Yeah. So Hobbs comes out and he clears house. Yeah. Again, I just don't see Hobbs being any sort of a challenge. But
no, I like they're putting somebody else up there. You know what I mean? Like you have to do that, and it could have very well been one of the people we've already seen. So it's nice that they're like signaling that Hobbs is going to be, you know. Because then they do the thing at the end of the show, but we'll get there. But this is where he's out for the save, and the Death Riders do back down from him. Yeah. So that's nice. That I thought they did another segment at the end of the show, but they don't. Thank God.
No. There's a similar segment at the end of the show.
Yeah. So that's nice that they he did back down. That signals that they don't want to fuck with him. But yeah, I mean it's Mox gonna win. He's probably gonna cheat or maybe DQ'd, but like he's
gonna win.
Yeah. So.
I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you ready to feel the wrath of Harley Cameron?
My friend, welcome the wrath. Not only do I want to feel the wrath, anytime she wants to come around and deliver that wrath, I'm open. My schedule's clear. My wife is away next week.
But what if, like, when you say you want to deliver the wrath, if she's just giving you like a WCW wrath action figure?
Also fine.
Also okay.
Also fine, because like I said, my wife is away next week, and I've already brought enough goddamn action figures in this house. So true. If that's the case and she wants to deliver it while she's away, I can sneak it in and not get yelled at.
What if she just like delivers Brian Clark himself? And he's just like in the wrath gimmick the whole time.
I was gonna say, see, the problem there is that I'm gonna be like, holy shit, Atom Bomb, and she's not delivering the Atom Bomb of Harley Cameron.
Yeah. I wish she was.
So
yeah, this was quite the promo, quite the segment.
Yeah, it's a lot. Hilarious.
Did you see her online thing today playing the guitar?
Yeah.
Incredible. Harley's great.
She's the best. Like, this is great stuff. And yeah, she's wonderful, and I understand breaking news that Zion Lee has fumbled the bag. It's coming in now in my earpiece.
Yeah, Zion Quinn, good job, buddy.
Yeah, fumble that fucking bag. Way to go, pal.
Add to the Bag Fumbler Hall of Fame.
Oh, absolutely. Sure.
Aaron Solo, you're in there, pal.
Yeah, 100% he is. All day.
And if your rumors are true, Evil, you're in it too, buddy. Good job.
That's been a rumor for a long time, though. So.
I know. Morons.
Yeah.
So after this was what, women's triple threat?
Yeah.
Statlander versus Tony Storm versus Willow, which, like, on paper, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought it was a fun match.
It was fun. It was a fun TV match to get where they're going.
This is for whoever wins gets number one in the women's casino gauntlet next week.
Yeah.
Which I think it's like a good yet scary idea that they're doing it. Because
so we talked about this. Right. We talked about this. But like, it all depends on who's in the States. Because if you have some special guests from Stardom, then I'm set. Maybe the audience isn't, but I am. But if not, it's like, I'm not sure who you're bringing in or who you're going to fill. And again, Amanada, or maybe it just ends after 3 or 4. Maybe they do a short one.
Maybe. How funny would that be?
And that's fine. Like, that's the purpose of this thing, right? Is that
I
it
agree.
ends.
Yeah.
It should end. Sometimes it should end after 1. Like, it should end with the first 2 people.
Yeah.
Or the gauntlet or the gimmick doesn't matter anymore, right? If it always goes to 8 people, 12 people, that doesn't matter. And I like this 3-way because this is a rare instance in AEW where, like, either 3 of these people could win this match.
Easily,
like, any 3 of them. Like, there's not, nobody's arguing about any of these 3 ladies. They're your top 3, top 3 of your top women, maybe not your top 3, but 3 in the top 5. So, and they did get like that little bit of Stat Willow tension again, because Stat kind of shoves Willow out of the way to win. But Tony losing, I think, shocked a lot of people, but that's because she's going to win the gauntlet, right?
You would imagine. So, as somebody said last night, like, I appreciate the little diversion, but
yeah,
we'll see where it goes.
Right.
Really, the main thing I want to talk about, though, they built it up all goddamn night.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Omega, his return to AEW, comes out and he cuts the promo that I didn't want him to do.
Dude, I'm so glad you said that. I hate this fucking promo.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I just not like
AEW has done this with every person.
Like, I get it. I get, hey, the dude was very sick. It was very serious.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that. But, like, we all know it.
Right.
I don't think he needs to reiterate this.
Right.
And like even the I don't know if I could do it anymore, and it's like, brother, you just had an all-time classic a couple days ago.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
Everybody's talking about this match.
Why do we just ignore these things?
Right. Everybody's talking about that match, and the audience that AEW has knows.
Like, they just showed him earlier in a clip from Dynasty hitting the Terminator dive, hitting the One-Winged Angel, bloody as hell, like getting his arms raised at the end. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm like losing my mind sometimes when
it's crazy.
It's just what do you mean? What do you mean you don't know if you could do this?
Yeah.
You clearly can. You just did.
Yeah. It's insane, right? So I hate this promo. Edge cut it when he came back. Like, everybody who's been hurt significantly cuts this promo when they come back in AEW. Even sometimes when they're not hurt, they cut this promo. And I'm like, this is not what we need. Like, and they said, like, Kenny Omega returns. I'm like, it should have been a match. Like, maybe he's banged up. I don't know. Like, like, not like hurt, but like, having a match so close after that fucking banger. But like, it was the exact thing I don't want him to do. And it's like, it's not compelling television, right? I said earlier that Kenny, I think, is the one guy that I think people will pay to see, just knowing he's going to be there, match or not.
Yeah.
And he cuts this promo that is not compelling. It's bland. And I don't think Kenny's a great promo anyway. He's good. But
the crazy thing is, dude, like, you look at him in Japan and his stuff, like, his promos are amazing.
Yeah.
And all I needed him was to walk out there, taking a little cheers. Thank you for your cheers. I appreciate all the kind words that were said while I was out. Yes, it was serious, and I took my rehab serious, but now I'm back, and no more messing around.
Right.
Like,
here's my path.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm doing.
I'm not, I'm just happy to be here for you guys. And, I needed this. Like, no, just come out. Again, you can address that little piece, but no more messing around. You are going to get the best Kenny Omega you've ever seen. Even if you want to steal a line when Punk was using it, we're going to ride this till the wheels fall off.
Right.
This is what we're going to do.
And it's one of those things that I feel makes AEW seem amateurish, because it's not something. It's the speech of someone returning to an indie after time off. It's not. It's the thing he should have done after the bell when the TV cut, which he cut a promo anyway that was better,
which was great. Yeah.
So, like, but do that there and put that on your social media so everybody can see it, because your ratings are down. Your reputation is in the dirt. You have no momentum. Like, this isn't a promo that builds on any of that. It's not compelling television. And if you're looking at your run sheet for the night and the things you're putting on television aren't compelling television, you shouldn't have it on there because you don't have the leeway to run this kind of shit.
Yeah. And that's what I said last night. Like, because obviously, Callis comes out and I go, oh, okay, well, now we're going to retread this.
And I liked that when Callis came out, Omega just fucking ran at him.
Loved it. Like, that was part where it was like, okay, this is Kenny saying, I'm not messing around anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to even give you a chance to talk.
Right.
Like, I see you're getting hit.
Right.
Perfect.
Right. And if Kenny was like, I'm not sure I can do this. This is how sick I was. I almost died. And then the brown note plays and Callis interrupts him then.
It would have been a lot better.
Then you're like, oh, this guy was like actually upset and like giving us a heartwarming moment.
Yeah.
And this scumbag interrupted it. And then Kenny just runs at him. Then you save the segment. But Callis, the mean Callis, waited the 10 minutes for him to get his whole promo out before you come out to interrupt him. It's boring. It's bad.
Yeah, it's been done before and I don't love it.
Right.
Even like, okay, Cage and Archer beating him up, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Then Fletcher comes out. I go, okay, Omega Fletcher, like,
that's not a problem.
I can get down with that.
Right.
Then Ospreay makes the save. So I'm like, okay, are we not done with Ospreay and the Callis family?
Right.
But obviously him and Omega have history.
Mm-hmm.
Is this him trying to bring the Avengers together eventually?
Right.
To go after, which I don't want that from Kenny Omega. I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't think he is second fiddle to anybody.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think this is, can they coexist? Like, no, I don't want it. I want him stating his intentions. I'm Kenny Omega. I'm the best wrestler in this company. If you want it, you can come get it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you where I'm going.
Right.
I've got my eyes on that world title. And this is what I'm here for. That's it. That's all you have to do.
So unfortunately, they're locked in on this gang wars, Death Riders versus like whatever group can finally put them down kind of thing. Even though Edge and FTR beat them last week, but that's whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I think if there's a group formed, Kenny's the leader of it. But like, and I would much rather, like, my dream, we talked about this. My dream scenario is Kenny showed up on TV and is like, Moxley, like, go to hell. I'm taking that title. Bring whoever you want. I'm a better wrestler than you, so it's not going to matter. And I'm gonna right this ship. We're gonna have our match, and you hotshot that right away.
Exactly. Yes.
But instead, we're getting Kenny's going to maybe join the group and be the leader, to give them the leader they need to help beat the Death Riders and blah, blah, blah. And that's more effective if the Death Riders are being effective right now. But the last time we saw the Death Riders was they were beating up 70-year-old men.
Yeah, they're beating up 70-year-old men, and then the show before they're getting pinned by Edge.
Right. Like, so, and Edge is challenged. So, like, and like, again, Kenny has business. Like, the other thing AEW really likes to do is, like, if a program wasn't finished when somebody goes out for whatever reason, when they come back, they're like, well, we have to finish. Everybody's clamoring for that story to finish.
No.
And we're not. They did it with Cole. They're doing it with Kenny with the Callis family. Kenny Fletcher, I'm excited for. If that's what you're going to give me, that's great. I'm sure Kenny Brian Cage is going to be a hell of a lot of fun.
But here's the thing. I don't need Kenny Brian Cage to get there.
Right. I don't. Right. Exactly. Kenny isn't a work my way through guy. Kenny is the guy in this company. And if you don't feel that way, you're wasting him.
Yeah.
Particularly after he just took a dude that it was a third down in a Bullet Club that nobody gives a shit about. We do. You listen to this show, you listen to other shows, like, people talk about him. But from a booking standpoint, Gabe Kidd was a mid-card, second tier down war dog. Like, and not a nobody, but he was like the definition of like up and comer. And Kenny crowned him.
Yeah.
And then he shows up in AEW and he's like, well, I'm going to work my way through Brian Cage first. It's like, you really don't have to.
No, you don't have to do this.
Yeah, right. You don't have to pick the low guy first. You can fight Fletcher and we can get, but then that kills Fletcher. So I don't know. It's a mess. And the TK cannot, there's too many plates spinning. He can't juggle them.
Yeah.
And it's just the truth. And I hate to sound this bad about the company and be a downer, because there's things I really love. And I still watch AEW every week. And I still sit on my couch like a big dumb idiot waiting to watch. And I'm going to continue. But like, everybody has a breaking point. Now I'm not at mine. There's enough on the line for me to keep coming back. But like, the ratings are going to continue to dip. And where's your heater? Where's your heated moment right now? You don't have a hot program.
No.
MJF Cole stunk. Death Riders is spinning its wheels.
Yeah.
And now Kenny's back after what's going to be 6 or 7 stars for Meltzer. Match of the year so far, probably going to be in that conversation, 11 months from now. And the first match back, you have him cut a boring promo and then wrestle a guy who is a mid-carder, like Ring of Honor title holder. He and then you're like, oh yeah. And then you go backwards and you realize, oh, he won that $100,000 thing so he was in our minds so that he can wrestle Kenny. Cause that's what TK does, right?
Yeah. He wasn't in my mind at all.
You know what I mean? Like that's like, the Garcia Briscoe, like that was there because they wanted Briscoe the next night, like it's like Tony Khan's very obvious. He has the same bag of tricks over and over again. And they weren't that good to begin with the first time. Like they were like flowers out of a hat, which we've seen. And then
I didn't love it. And
it's tough.
You may hear in a little bit me gush over Kenny Omega.
Right. Like we're saving the Kenny praise for the international section where it belongs because it's not here. No. But like I don't know. And it stinks because like when you book yourself in your brain, we've been through this before on the show. When you hype stuff up and build your own canon in your brain, you want it to go that way because you think it's going to be a ton of fun. And when it doesn't, it's a letdown, right?
Yeah.
But like also in anybody's mind, Kenny Cage as his return match for AEW is a letdown.
Yeah, to me it's a letdown.
And it has to be viewed as his return match because for whatever reason, whether it was Warner mandating it or whatever, they didn't hype up his actual return match. They barely talked about his actual return match.
Yeah.
So this is his return match for American audiences conceivably, and it's a tune-up against a mid-carder that I don't know. I don't know. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't love it.
It's tough.
Well, that was America. That was America.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I've bitched enough.
So let's get it moving. Let's go international.
All right, the big one, international. Hey, we made it. We're here.
We are officially here
for the biggest. It's the biggest weekend in Japanese wrestling.
This
right?
is my second favorite time of the year for Japanese wrestling. My first favorite time is always the G1 Climax.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Junior Tag League.
I like the Junior
or the regular tag league.
No thanks. So we're here in Japan.
We are. We made it in Japan.
The first week of Japan wrestling is always massive,
crazy.
You have crazy shows from each promotion.
Yes. And we did talk a little bit last week because Noah had theirs on the first.
Noah does 1-1. It just so happened to fall.
Stardom did their show.
Yeah, Stardom was 12/27.
Yeah,
so,
right.
They didn't have big shows this week, but
you can't compete with the whole week. I mean, there's Tokyo Joshi Pro had a pretty big show. They were gold, like we're going to cover those, but the big one's New Japan. So,
of course,
but I guess we'll talk about that last.
Right? Yeah. We'll save that for last.
For Kingdom Dynasty, and then we will not mention anything about. This is the most I'll mention about New Year's Dash.
Yeah, because
I'm going to bitch about it later, but that's fine.
So I guess we'll start with Marigold.
Yeah, let's talk Marigold. Buddy.
Marigold, First Dream.
So
I watched pretty much the whole thing. When I got home from recording here last week, it was already on. It was airing.
Nice.
So I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning. I went to sleep before the last 2 matches. So I ended up pretty much watching.
I watched 5 matches off of this show.
Okay, so I have 1, 2.
And you know what I started with. You know what my first one is.
Was it Mirai versus Sari Yamaoka?
No.
Oh, dude, you should have watched that.
I like Mirai too. I should have.
That was Sari's first match.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mirai's been training her.
Oh. Well, that's cool. I didn't know that.
It was Sari's first match. She was very impressive. It went to a draw.
Oh.
Yeah, and then...
Wow. I like Micah a lot, too. I'm an idiot.
You mean Mirai?
What did I say?
Micah?
Yeah, I like them both.
Sari got on the mic afterwards.
The mic, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. God damn it. She got on the mic and was like, no, this is my first match. I'm not having a draw.
Oh.
Let's go. Another round.
Okay.
7 minutes later, Mirai wins.
Of course.
With a fucking lariat.
Nice.
But I'll tell you what, very cool. I thought Sari...
That's awesome.
Sari Yamaoka.
Okay.
It's hard to pronounce. Again, I will get the hang of it eventually. Did you watch Bozilla?
This is where I started.
Okay.
Yeah. Bozilla and Tank.
Let's talk about Tank.
There's not much to talk about, buddy, but yes, we will.
Let's talk about Tank.
Let's talk about Tank, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about Bozilla and the Twin Star Championships.
So since the beginning of Marigold, Tank. Bozilla's been like...
The star.
Second star for me.
Yeah.
Sari's number 1.
The breakout star, because we didn't know who Bozilla was.
The Bozilla.
Yes. The Bozillions and Bozillions of fans out there.
So Bozilla comes out with their partner, Tank. I knew nothing about Tank.
Nobody did.
Tank comes walking out.
She's a mystery.
She hits the fucking double biceps. I went, oh my.
She's a big lady. With a tiny head.
May have sent the screenshot to Doug.
Yeah,
Doug very inquisitive as to who this is.
Okay, of course. It was Tank Abbott, no.
And then the bell rang.
Oh, that bell ever ring.
Oh, God.
Yeah, woof is my note for this match. It's Bozilla and Tank versus Nagisa, Nozaki, and Chiaki for the Twin Star Championships, which is Nozaki and Chiaki do have hold them at the beginning of this match, and they lose them in relatively quick fashion.
Yeah.
So 2 giant women, Tank... Work on everything.
Tank.
Your clothesline stinks. Your bumping stinks.
Your forearm
stinks. Your movement stinks. Your ring awareness stinks. But you got the look, Tank.
Oh, boy, does Tank have the look.
You are 100%. You're walking down the street. I'm like, what the fuck is that lady? She will easily kick my ass. If Tank was here in person, I'd be like, hello, Tank. What a wonderful match of the year even you had.
Yeah.
Don't hurt me.
Please don't kill me.
Because she is a giant, muscular lady who would easily whoop me. But... yeah, no good. No good. Bozilla has gotten better. Bozilla's not... Bozilla ain't no Kenny Omega, but...
Bozilla's good.
She's gotten better.
I like Bozilla.
She's the look is coming together. Like everything. Bozilla is a legitimate star. Like Bozilla a ton. Expectations hasn't been in the right place, obviously.
Of course, sure.
But Tank, oh boy. Oh boy.
Well, when you texted me Friday morning because you were watching it and you go... holy shit, Tank.
It's insane.
I was like, yeah, did the match start yet? You said no. I said, wait.
Oh, boy.
Oh, just wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spoiler, Tank is facing the winner of the main event, which we'll get to.
What, really?
Yeah. Already getting a title shot.
Oh boy.
Next match I have down here.
How is that? What a bad idea. I'm going to watch it, though.
Oh, certainly.
She's a bad tag wrestler. I can't imagine. Maybe singles wrestling's her thing. Maybe she's
I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't think so, buddy.
Okay, well. You know what? We'll see. When's that happening? This week? We'll talk.
I don't know when that is, but
okay, well,
oh boy.
Same Marigold time, same Marigold channel. Fucking Rossi knows what he's doing, I guess.
Well, that's questionable.
Yeah.
So next match I have is a tag match of Nene Takahashi teaming up with now Ishikawa.
Correct.
Going up against Meiko Satomura and Yuna.
Yes, I watched this.
I thought this was okay.
It was good when Meiko and Nene were in
Literally
the ring.
in my notes I have Nene Meiko parts were very good.
Right, otherwise, they just each other for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mako.
Yeah.
Only a couple more months.
Yeah.
Coming to the end, unfortunately.
Her and Tana going out around the same time, huh?
No. Tana's going to 2026, baby.
No, 2025. No, is he going?
It's 2025 now, DJ.
Yeah, I thought that, so. They're
Wrestle
both
Kingdom
retiring this year.
2026.
Oh my God.
We got a year of Tana left.
Maybe Evil shouldn't have won.
How dare
That's
you.
not true. I love you, Tana. I'm gonna cry like a baby.
I mean, too.
Part
of me wants to go to Chicago for the last show for Tana. We'll see.
Listen. Here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you.
Tana, babe.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you about Tana. We've met him already.
We have met Tanahashi.
And we saw the last time Tanahashi is going to be irresponsible in American professional wrestling. It was in D.C. when he did the high fly flow off the top turnbuckle to the outside. That ain't happening again. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It might. I don't know.
That might. I have faith in the Ace forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match, it was okay. But yeah, Nene versus Mako, those parts are really good.
Very good.
I'd like to see a singles between them before it's
I'm
over.
sure it'll happen. That's probably why this was here.
Yeah. Next match for the GHC Women's Championship. The champ. Koki Emurai.
Koki no Nia Emurai.
Going up against Chika Goto.
Absolutely. Chica, rightful heir to this title in whatever vacancy match they happen to put her in.
The other member of the Twin Towers.
Yep.
Yeah, the only note I have here is Koki's knee.
I can't believe that Koki's got up to hit her finish still.
That knee's done.
Power to her, bringing herself up and finishing this match. Like, I mean, they go right to the finish.
This ended up being less than 9 minutes.
Yeah, that knee leaves town.
They had to go home.
Yeah, that knee leaves town. Is done.
Ed, I hope you're okay.
It's 8 months to a year, Ed, depending on, I don't know if they said what it is yet.
No.
But,
it looked brutal.
It's 8 months to a year, Ed. I'm sorry. Koki's good. She's young. But that lady's going to have a knee brace when she come back because that knee's cooked. It's done. It left town.
She'll fit in with all the rest of the women and when she goes to NXT. So that works out.
Right. It was a fine match up until that point. I imagine they put Chika Goto in a match against somebody as the vacant title. Because, I mean, Koki finishes the match, she fucking wins.
Yeah.
But that knee ain't good.
That knee was shot.
That knee's rubbish. So, unless they put her in a match.
You can't put her in a match right now. If her knee's shot like
put
that.
Put her against Tank. Tape it up. Shoot it up. But, yeah, this was a little hard to watch.
Yeah, I felt
Not the hardest injury match to watch this weekend.
No, it wasn't. But this was rough.
The knee still looked like a knee. It wasn't like twisted in a weird fashion or flopping in half in a weird way. So not the first injury of the weekend, but not the most brutal watch.
Yeah, it was tough.
But it was tough.
It was tough to
she's
watch.
young and we are fans.
Yeah.
And like good for her pulling herself up and doing it, but oh boy.
Yeah.
And he's gone. Goodbye to your knee.
Yeah. So I have down. I forgot to write down the co-main event.
Mai Sakurai versus Miko Inoue.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is for the white belt in Marigold. Yeah. A lot of people had high praise for this. I thought it went way too long. It was
forever long.
I thought it went way too long, and there just wasn't any heat at all.
Yeah, I felt like it was like a war. Like I definitely think they beat the shit out of each other and went back and forth. But at some point, I was like, okay,
let's take it home.
You've done this is the second time you're doing this thing again. You just you're just going back to the starting point and going back into it. And I'm like, you guys could end this at any moment.
Yeah.
So it ends up being non-memorable because my memory is, fuck, this is long.
That's where I was too. Because I woke up Friday morning to work. I was like, okay, I'm going to just watch these on my phone while I'm working.
Forever long.
It just felt forever.
Forever long.
Main event, though, for the red belt. The champ, Sari. The challenger, Utami Hayashishita.
The straightest wrestler.
Yeah, straightest wrestler of all time. New champ. Utami Hayashishita wins, beats Sari. I think this match really did prove Sari's one of the top 3 women wrestlers in the world.
It was awesome.
She was fucking outstanding in this. Best Utami match I've seen in a while as well. She looked great.
And, of course, they're going to want an actual Marigold contracted wrestler on their show or with their belt. I mean, and that's what you get out of Hayashishita. Sari does have more of a global draw, kind of, sort of, maybe, when she's dressed up like a not Harry Potter character. But yeah, Utami's the way to go with this, and I thought it was very good. Yeah. And who knows where Sari goes, but hopefully everywhere.
So I was talking to a friend of mine who feels Sari...
What's his name? I'll kill him.
What's his name?
Why'd you say that name?
Feels by the end of the year, Sari will be back in NXT.
Oh, boy.
That hurts my heart.
Does this person have insider knowledge?
No.
Is she going to get hired
but they're up on
as a player coach?
They're up on the Joshi scene
before AJ Styles tells her to slow down.
Oh God, no, they're up on the Joshi scene. So, yeah, that was his prediction.
Bummer.
Said look at Julia.
Yeah.
Look at Steph Kerr.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, that women's division in WWE as a whole is going to be 70% Japanese ladies.
Yeah.
So
and new people back in charge. Mm-hmm. Well, Triple H is still there, but I don't know. He doesn't run NXT anymore. I read
it was a report about them hiring Kevin Kelly that would prove to be bullshit, right?
Oh, they wouldn't hire him.
I'd
be shocked if they did.
I saw a thing that said, and I just assumed it was bullshit off the start, but it said Hunter's doing Raw, Sean's doing SmackDown, and or did I say Kevin Kelly?
Yeah.
Not Kevin Kelly. TNA guy. What the fuck's his name?
Oh, Scott D'Amore.
Scott D'Amore.
Yeah, that came out and kind of got debunked quick.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Not Kevin Kelly. Kevin Kelly's in my head because he's doing a meet and greet somewhere, and I just want to go and spit on him.
I agree with that.
And not in a fun way.
No. Boy, did he fall off.
Right?
So, yeah, that was Marigold.
Yeah, that's the show.
Yeah, that's them.
Marigold has the same problems it always has, is that they burned really fast through their first year of every matchup you ever wanted to see. And there's still a few, but like there's a few because like Mako Satomura is there all the time. But like they did that G1 style tournament, so everybody wrestled everybody. You had a lot of weak talent on those shows.
Yeah,
you still do. You have your stars, but they've wrestled everybody twice, if not more already.
Yeah.
But the matches are still good. The main event's really good.
Like, main event was really good
stuff in here. Koki's a very promising star in an 8 to 12 months. But yeah, it's the same problem Marigold has. They didn't take the hit out of Stardom. I think they thought they were going to.
No. Stardom took a hit for a bit.
Oh yeah, but they were fucking recovered.
Boy, did they bounce back.
Yeah. But I think Rossi thought he was Misawa in this situation, and that he was going to look back.
Misawa, you are not,
and
sir.
Stardom was going to be like, oh no, I guess we just have to push. I don't know. I guess we have to bring in Vert Vixen and push her as our main star. When instead Rossi was like, I got Utami Hayashishita and. Bozilla's not even from Stardom, so
Tank.
Yeah, because like who actually left?
Julia.
Julia, and that was really it, right? Yeah. Julia and Utami, and like Julia, when she left, they knew she was going to the E.
Yeah, she said, "I'm leaving."
Right? She's like, "I'm just going to stay here to help you."
Yeah, get it off the ground, and then I'm gone.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, obviously, we'll see what happens with Marigold in 2025.
Yeah. When it's good, I'm gonna watch
at the top of the card. I like Utami a lot.
Right, I think there's potential. I think, are they going to come over and do a show Mania weekend?
I know Stardom is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Marigold probably not.
Yeah. I don't know how you break on through, and particularly, and we're going to talk about it here. If you want to do that next, we can go to the stuff that I don't watch. But you're on the same app as Tokyo Joshi Pro.
Yep.
And they put on really great shows.
They really
do really good wrestling. So and it's different. Tokyo Joshi Pro, especially watching this week, seeing how Stardom did that, the last week's show with the Natsuko, how fucking great that show was.
Yeah.
And then watching Tokyo Joshi Pro, which was also a very good show.
But it's a
different energy.
I agree.
It's such a different fucking energy. It is whiplash if you go from one to the other.
Yep.
And it's funny because it doesn't mean they also aren't great. Tokyo Joshi Pro does some really good things.
Yeah.
It's just the presentation's a little different.
It's just different.
They're
great in their own way.
They are. Stardom is just much more of strong style professional wrestling. Yeah. Tokyo Joshi Pro is its own thing. And takes its influences from, I would say, more like a Michinoku Pro style and Osaka Pro kind of stuff. But so the Marigold to be there, tucked on the same app and everything, and it's you have some really good wrestlers, and Utami Hayashishita is great, and you have Miko now, who's one of the best of all time. But then when you look at Tokyo Joshi Pro and you look at Mio Watanabe, and you're like, oh yeah, like you're probably, combined out of all those companies, you're probably top 3. Like you're fucking good.
And you look at Miyu Yamashita.
Right, exactly. So
yeah,
it's interesting.
We'll get into some stuff that you didn't watch.
Yes.
I'll just run through it real quick because I don't know. I'm very like wrestling motivated right now. So, All Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yes,
they are on their New Year Wars tour right now.
Okay.
From night 2, I watched 3 matches.
Oh baby, where you go?
First one I watched was Yuma Aogi versus Fuminori Abe.
Okay, I like Abe.
So this was like maybe 10 minutes. It's a fast-paced comedy match.
Okay.
In a way that it's not overly comedy. Like, there'll be a thing where Abe has Aogi on the ground and headlock, and the ref's checking the headlock, and Abe's just like punching Aogi's hand for some reason. Like, just punching his hand into the mat. Like, just weird, like little stuff to piss you off.
Yeah, sure.
To get you off your game.
Yeah.
And there was a backslide pin for the win, too.
+3.
So Yuma Aogi
were they in the Tokyo Dome?
No, no. I think this was it might have been a Kurikan. Another one that I watched, Yuma Anzai, which I was a big fan of last year.
Yes.
Versus Shotaro Ashino. Mm-hmm. Shotaro Ashino is the one who comes out with the Metallica, like, Master of the Clothesline shirt. And he also comes out to Fuel by Metallica.
All right. Well, you can't all be winners.
All I heard was, give me Fuel, give me Fine. I was just like, I love him. He's the best. This is great.
He comes out to the Avril Lavigne version, though. That's why you're not.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Ugh, what are you doing? I was watching a thing popped up on my Instagram this week. It was the guitar player from Sum 41. Because they do like the medley on that. And I'll tell you what, say what you want about Sum 41, they got some hard ass songs.
Yeah, for sure.
And because they did the medley for Metallica really good, and they weren't going to do Enter Sandman.
Yeah.
But MTV's like, no, we really want you to. So like when Metallica's walking out on stage, you do it. And he said like somebody hits the solo during Master of Puppets because it's part of the medley, and he just hears a guy say like, shit, we don't play it that good.
Oh, God.
And he looked over, and it was James Hetfield.
Wow.
He was just like,
oh, boy.
He's just like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Yeah. It's like, oh, that rules.
Yeah. It's just like when they watched fucking Torrio play Battery without finger picks. And Lars just goes, you know any other songs that good? Yeah. He's like, I guess we could try Battery.
Yeah, we could try Battery.
He's like, finger pick is okay.
Man, Trujillo really redeemed that.
He's the best, dude. He's the absolute best.
Dude, like, he's just taking videos, like, he was at that For the Children Fest, that hardcore show.
Oh, was he?
Like, out in California. He took a video of On Broken Wings, and people were just fucking each other up. He's like, I love this shit.
That's awesome. Was his kids playing or anything?
No, they were just there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, just hanging out.
That's awesome.
I was like, dude,
he's the best, dude. He's fucking
that's cool.
I love that
shit.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in Infectious Grooves, you're already cool in my fucking book.
That is true.
But then you reattach the balls to Metallica, at least temporarily.
Yeah.
But then you do that fucking Purple Rain thing that he did with Kirk at that one fucking show.
One of the
so
worst
bad.
things ever.
So that's Kirk's idea, 100%.
$1,000,000%.
Yeah.
So this match, Shotaro Ashino beats the fuck out of Yuma Anzai on the outside, busts him hard way. Anzai seemed like he did not know where the fuck he was for most of this, which I love. But Anzai, his comeback in the final 2 minutes is fucking epic.
Yeah.
He has the finisher where like he picks you up in like the electric chair position, but then he turns to the left and just like kind of power bombs you like a sit out, and it looks cool. And he won, but man, did he get his ass beat during this. I was a big fan of this. I like Yuma Anzai. Like I said, he was Triple Crown champ a lot of last year. I think he's current All Asia Tag champs with Rising Hayato.
Okay.
Big fan of Yuma Anzai.
All right.
And then the last match I watched was for the All Japan Tag Titles. It was the challengers Hideki Suzuki and Daisuke Sakamoto.
Okay.
Going up against your champions, the Saito brothers.
Yes.
The Saito brothers.
Was this before or after the one Saito won the Triple Crown? Oh wow! So he's Triple Crown and tag champ.
Yeah, he comes out holding 4 belts.
That's ballsy.
Right,
4 belts.
He should have 6 belts. belts.
Oh, okay.
Because the Triple Crown's only one, but the tags.
Oh, the
three.
All Ages are
Yeah.
That Triple Crown should be 3.
I
the
agree.
fuck are you doing All Japan?
I agree.
That's literally all you need.
Remember when Yuji Nagata busted it out?
Right?
The 3 of them out?
That's literally all you need for me. Like, I'm a simple person.
Yeah.
I'm not currently watching All Japan. I've had a hard time reconnecting. But, like, if you were like, hey, they announced permanently they're bringing back the real Triple Crown, I'm watching. I'm at least watching the Triple Crown matches. I don't redo the. They don't have to bring out the old guys. Make new ones. Like, obviously, don't change how they look, or I will kill you.
Yeah.
But like, get new ones. Make them nice and shiny.
Sure.
Keep the old ones in a trophy case somewhere. I'm a simple man.
I love how old these belts are. Like, they have the buckle on the back and everything. It's just great.
It's the Triple Crown. While it is 3 belts technically, is my favorite championship of all time.
Do you know the theme song that the Saito brothers come out to?
I have heard it before, but I cannot think of what it is.
Dream Warriors.
It is, yes, right.
Dude, as soon as I just heard the opening chord of doom, I was sitting on my couch and I just raised my arms in the air.
That's right.
I just was so happy.
It's the best
because they're so grimy.
They are. I like the Saito brothers.
Like,
they're good.
They're not good. They're just grimy.
Yeah,
they're just gross and do weird shit.
Yeah.
This is pretty much a Haas fight.
Yeah, that's all they do.
Everything was like the bumps.
They're like 2 John Nords.
Yeah,
they kind of punch people.
Like, people just like getting shoulder blocked and hitting the mat, and it just sounds so loud.
Yeah.
The finish was a power bomb, and it just looked gross. And everything they do is just gross and grimy and filthy, and they just brawl and look like shit while doing it. And I love, I don't know.
Why not?
They look like barroom brawl.
Good. That's a perfect place.
And they come out to fucking Dream Warriors.
Hilarious.
But I did like this. Again, All Japan's always going to be one of those. I'm never going to pay attention to it unless somebody says, "Hey, watch this."
Yeah.
But again, I was very influenced to watch Japanese wrestling this week.
Sure.
So. Moving on, another show that I watched that you didn't.
Yes.
Stardom New Year Dream.
Yeah, I forgot. This one bumped me out. I really wanted to watch that match.
So I watched 2 matches as part of this. I watched Athena tagging up with Thekla against Mina Shirakawa and Tay Mello.
That was Athena and Thekla tagging up?
Yeah.
So this then spills out into what's coming up. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that cross-promotional storytelling. Who would have thunk?
Athena and Thekla win. Tay Mello takes the, I don't want to call it the O-face. What the fuck?
That's what she calls
Is it the O-face?
Yeah.
What the fuck was she calling it in WWE?
I don't know.
But yeah, that's sick fucking.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It looked amazing.
Yeah.
Tay looked good. First match back in 18 months after having a baby.
Everyone was clipping the chain work she was doing.
Yeah, she looked good.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, nice to have her back.
Because you can apparently clip these shows. You can't clip New Japan anymore.
You can't even take a screenshot.
Right. Bullshit.
I'll tell you what. I watched like the post-match backstage interview. She was crying, just very emotional, being very happy being back. Apparently, obviously Sammy's over there with her. They brought their kid with them. Nice. So it's like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good, like a good moment for her. I always liked Tay Mello. I wish that she would just beat the shit out of jobbers again, like she used to do on Dark. But
do you think she shows up at that AEW Gauntlet they announced today?
Yeah, I could see that. Okay. Next week the Casino Gauntlet.
Oh yeah, whenever it is. Next week, this week, whenever it is. Yeah,
I could see that.
Why not?
Yeah,
not winning or nothing, but they can show back up. People liked her.
Liked her
until they announced her and Sammy as a couple. Yeah,
keep them away from each other. I mean, Sammy's an ROH doing whatever. So,
what the fuck? Remember when they did the All Access show and they tried to work shoot angles on it or whatever? Who the fuck was that with?
That was Sammy and.
Was it?
Remember Sammy and Eddie, and then it was Tay and...
but the women's one, was it Britt?
No, Tay and Ruby Soho.
It was Ruby Soho, right.
Because Ruby's like, you ever stick with that again?
Right, yeah. How fucking stupid was that shit?
That was the worst.
So dumb.
I only watched one other match from this.
Okay.
It was a tag team match of Hanako and Micah.
Okay.
Going up against a team called Team 200 Kilograms.
Okay. Of...
Chihiro Hashimoto and Stan Hansen's favorite wrestler.
You!
Yeah,
nice.
Dude. Team 200 Kilograms.
He was just calling out to the youth as a 45-year-old.
Yeah, that's all it was. So I had to look up the conversion rate to that. That is 440 pounds.
Okay.
So they each weigh 220.
Oh, okay.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
funny. All right. I like it.
They also come out to Bon Jovi, It's My Life.
Japanese wrestling never changed.
It's the best, dude.
Never changed.
Like 3 fucking matches I mentioned, all they come up to just random songs. Oh, I fucking love it so much.
For real, never changed. Fucking amazing.
Yeah. Team 200 kilograms kicks ass.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Dude, they're just fucking shit kickers. I love it so much. Micah and Hashimoto do win after the match, or Micah and Hanako, excuse me, because after the match, Mike and Chihiro Hashimoto get in each other's faces. I was like, well, this is going to be sick.
That's cool.
I love Micah.
Yeah.
Chihiro Hashimoto just dumps people on their heads, so let's make it fucking happen.
Nice.
Man,
Stardom's moving and shaking.
I like it, dude.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
So this will take us to Tokyo Joshi Pro.
Okay, I watched this.
You did. So this was the morning of Wrestle Kingdom. So this came on for us at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
On Friday into Saturday, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think. I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, something like that.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 matches, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 4. How many you have?
I have 5.
Okay, so you probably know the one I didn't watch.
Yes.
Which you could talk about.
I will. But I also have to take the reins on this first match.
Well, of course you do.
Sorry if you wanted to take the reins on this one. You don't get the reins on this one.
Dude, when I saw the stip of the match, I went, well, I know where this is going. Even when I saw the opening little video they did in the beginning, I went, well, yeah, DJ's going to fucking love this.
So this is for me, and apparently not only for me, because it does have an 8.3 on Cage Match.
Dude.
So people loved it.
That brings me joy.
Yeah.
I'll just be honest. This actually brings me joy that people love this.
I'm going to tell you the things that happen in this match, like I often do.
They may not make sense.
When Pheromones existed and Taguchi when he's around, all those things. But just understand that all these things happened. That if it seems confusing to me, to you, it was also confusing to me. But strap in, because this is the New Year's Lumber Snake Death Match. Again with Hyper Masao, my friend Hyper Masao, superhero Hyper Masao.
The whole time I was there, watching this match, I was like, "Fuck, I should have got a mark pick with him."
And Shoko Nakajima, but actually Shoko Nakajama.
Yes, Nakajama.
Because special guest referee was how this was announced.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen that way. But Poison Sawada Julie is here. Poison Julie Sawada, whatever you want to say. I go Poison Sawada Julie.
Me too.
So Julie's great. And Julie comes out looking like $1 million. Julie's like 60 years old. Yeah. He looks great. Tons of cool gear. Looking fantastic. So if you don't know about Poison Sawada Julie, do some work. But Poison Sawada Julie is a magician and does snake magic.
Yeah. And
Shoko Nakajima comes out, and I was like, damn, evil Shoko Nakajima, what's up?
Never looked at her that way before.
Yeah. Because she's been turned into a snake lady, which is she's no longer Shoko Nakajima, she's Shoko Nakajama. I don't understand what the difference is there other than an A and an I. I'm sure it has some sort of reflection that I just cannot comprehend. And then there's 3 other women who I don't remember who they were.
Also snake women.
Who were also turned into snake women. They all knew snake kung fu.
Yes.
And they were all evil and under the powerful spell of Poison Sawada Julie. And they are trying to get Hyper Masao under the control of Poison Sawada Julie so that she become no longer Hyper Masao, but Viper Masao. And I kind of wish that happened. Dude. Because Viper Masao is hilarious. Evil Hyper Masao for a few months.
If it was just Hyper Masao doing a Randy Orton gimmick, I would be
the
money.
Viper Masao. So Julie is doing snake magic throughout this match, and that sort of means doing the Cobra with his arm, but then it's magical.
Yeah.
But Hyper Masao's cape has superpowers, as we learn, as we know. Mm-hmm. And so Hyper Masao uses the cape to deflect the snake magic.
To ward off the snake magic.
And then wraps her arm in the cape because her arm gets possessed as a snake. Yeah. So she wraps her arm in a cape because the cape will stop Poison Sawada Julie's powers. when that stops working,
right there sounds fucking insane.
I also believe at one point, Hyper Misao has some sort of snake repellent spray that she sprays in an aerosol container at everyone. Mm-hmm. And then Julie does. Oh, so Hyper then goes out of the ring, as one does, to get on the Hypermobile.
Yes.
Which is a bicycle with an H on it.
I mean, to me, it's a Hypermobile,
or an M,
sir.
Maybe an H and an M. But Julie gains possession of the Hypermobile through snake magic.
Yeah.
And forces the bike to run Hyper through a bystander in the crowd.
Yeah.
Which, of course, upsets Hyper because that's not what Hyper does.
No. Hyper's a good lass.
But the premise here was that if Hyper Misao wins, Poison Sawada Julie has an antidote that they will give to the women that have been snake possessed.
To make them unsnaked.
And if Hyper loses, she becomes Viper Misao. Well, Hyper Misao wins.
Thank God.
She uses the cape, she uses the power of good, and she defeats Poison Sawada Julie and Shoko Nakajima. And Poison Sawada Julie has to hand over the antidote, which is in individual bottles to all the snake women.
This was fucking insane.
But Poison Sawada Julie lied, Brett.
Poison Sawada Julie's a piece of shit.
Poison Sawada Julie did, in fact, give up the antidote.
Yeah.
But not enough.
Nope. What a scumbag.
So Shoko cannot get turned back because there's not enough antidote.
No.
But Poison Sawada Julie does produce a bottle of venom, and Shoko attempts to turn Hyper after the match
into Viper
Misao.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But the power of Shoko Nakajima's human heart, because Poison Sawada Julie is a wizard, not totally human, mostly snake.
Shoko, the biggest kaiju.
Right, but Shoko has a human heart, and that human heart prevails, as it often does in stories of great tragedy and triumph. She can't turn.
Can't do
it. And she gets Hyper, wraps the cape around Shoko's head. And
I love how fucking dead ass serious you are right now.
And or reverses the snake powers.
Yes.
So Shoko is no longer Shoko Nakajima.
Back to Shoko
She's Shoko Nakajima. And Poison Sawada Julie has been defeated.
Yes.
Only to return at another time.
On their 1-4 show next year.
Correct.
Yes.
Because next year
they will have
it is announced.
Yes.
It is Hyper Misao.
Yes. Versus Shoko Nakajima. Yes. As the previous 1-4 shows have also been.
Yes. Yeah. 1-4 next year. The first match booked of 2026.
Hyper Misao versus
Shoko Nakajima. With, I'm assuming, Poison Sawada Julie's involvement in some way.
They will get involved.
I guess snake magic is its most powerful around the New Year's time, particularly on the 4th.
Think so, yeah.
Which is actually also the same day as Michelle and I's date anniversary. So maybe there's something there.
I think so.
Maybe Poison Sawada Julie's responsible for Michelle and I's relationship. I don't know. But anyway, for those of you concerned, I know I just spun a tale. But Hyper Misao's okay. And Shoko Nakajima's back. And so are the other three ladies who I didn't remember who they were. But they were snake people.
They're okay though.
And even Shoko, from a match standpoint, it was fun. That's not the point. But Shoko worked a completely different style.
Absolutely, yeah.
As Shoko Nakajima, which was hilarious and awesome. Yeah. So did a lot of snake style kung fu and
snake style kung fu.
Well, they talked about because they reference it in the next match actually.
Snake style.
Because the next match that I watched and I know you didn't watch.
I did not.
Is Rika Tatsumi and Wakana Uhara versus Yuki Kamifuku.
With the tag team partner of
Lei Ying Lee.
Who the fuck is that, DJ?
That's Xia Li. Under a different name than she even uses in TNA.
I don't understand.
Which I don't understand.
I don't
Maybe there's some sort of cultural thing to that too.
Sure.
Some callback because she's Chinese, wrestling in Japan. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I watched this because that's Xia Li. As Tim has said on Final Wrestling Place, her mama named her Xia Li. I'm gonna call her Xia Li.
That's right. Yeah. The true shooter of professional wrestling.
True shooter of NXT, now the true shooter of Tokyo Joshi Pro. This is Xia Li's last match there in Tokyo Joshi Pro. They were there for a couple shows. I guess they're coming back for TNA, whatever. you know, she's doing the same shtick we all saw. It's somewhat over. She's kind of popular. She looks very great doing it. The match is fine. It's what it is.
Sure.
And I'm just gonna say, like, Xia Li looked good. Not great. Not great.
I mean, that was always what it was.
But good.
Yeah.
Like, she's doing stuff. She's definitely learning, picking up some things. She does some neat stuff.
Learn a new hold.
And she's learning a new hold. The coat of paint's the same, but that's fine. You don't change that coat of paint.
Nope.
But on commentary, they were talking about how in the last match they saw like poison snake kung fu, but that Xia Li actually does kung fu. But yeah, that's it for that match. I just wanted to see Xia Li.
Sure.
She's fine, and she's okay in the ring. But yeah, it's just what it is. I'm glad she's getting these opportunities. You know, I think she's better than a lot of people give her credit for. And clearly, like, she wants to do this. Like, you know, I've seen some, like, it looks like Indy Hartwell kind of is done.
No,
I thought she was selling all her gear and shit, but maybe that's just old NXT gear or whatever.
probably because I know she's been training with Sasha.
Oh yeah? Okay, well that's good. But, like, you know, sometimes people, like, I think even Baron Corbin, like, was kind of like, yeah, you know, I don't know, he's gonna get offers, but he was like, yeah, whatever. If that's the time that's done, it's done.
Yeah.
But
let it be done.
But she clearly wants to do this, so
Yeah.
why not? And TNA's just got to stay open long enough for me to meet her.
Still waiting for that date to get announced.
She's not on that GCW show at the Hammerstein, is she?
I don't think so.
We can get tickets to that.
Well, yeah, a Cardona comp.
Uh-huh.
So.
Yeah, put a funny name on it. Nobody will know that it's because you're shit in the fucking bed.
Last three matches of this show, did you watch all three?
Is it Yuki Arai versus Azumi?
Yes.
Yes, I did. Then I watched all three of the last of them.
Perfect. Yes. That's what I like to hear.
Really good matches.
Yes,
really solid at three matches.
That's for the International Princess title.
Yes.
Suzume.
Yes.
The homie. The nickname, still my favorite, Vivid Honey Mustard.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but sure. Suzume gets the win. I think this is her first singles title that she's had.
Okay.
I thought the match was very good.
She hits the stroke.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Learn from the best.
Right. I was like, oh shit, the stroke.
Yeah.
Nice.
I thought.
And then the Oz cutter to win.
Yeah, Suzume, obviously new champ. I thought Yuki Arai, when she had like wrist control, it was big booting her in the face. That looked brutal as fuck. But Suzume was very good with the counter wrestling in this match.
Yeah.
Like you said, hit the Oz cutter for the win. I like Suzume.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. They were one half of the tag champs. Was it with Arisu Endo, I believe? I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But yeah, Suzume's fun.
Yeah.
I like Suzume.
Who was in Daisy Monkey?
Was that her?
Was that them? Who's Daisy Monkey?
Hold on, let me do a check. I'll do a check right now. I don't know. Good fucking podcasting. I know.
Yeah, great podcasting.
Yeah.
I couldn't even.
I don't remember.
I couldn't even type it in
That's
right.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It was her and Arisu Endo.
Yeah, that's what I thought,
Monkey.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we saw them in Philly.
Yeah,
they opened
that was
the show.
the first title defense.
Yeah, the first title defense. Yeah. So there you go. I like Daisy Monkey.
Yeah. So speaking of those titles, the Princess Tag Team titles, the next match. 1-2-1 million, which is Maki Ito and Miyu Yamashita.
Yes.
Going up against the challengers of Masha Slamovich and Zara Zakir.
Is Zara, she's a WWE ID?
WWE
character
ID'd.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think of this?
Maki and Miyu are real good. I like this match. It's a good match.
I thought it was good. I don't know Zara too well.
No, I thought she was fine.
I thought she was fine.
Maki Ito and Miyu Yamashita are very, very, very good. They're good together. They're good separate. They're a ton of fun to watch. Masha Slamovich feels that she's like that too.
Yeah, and she's
not.
No.
I'm not saying she's bad. Not saying she's great.
Like, this match was worked weird. It was so frantic.
Yes.
Like, I wasn't expecting it to be just as all over the place as it was.
Lots of tick, 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 tick talks.
My lifestyle determines my death style.
I think we reference that every week on the show now. Because we're cool as shit.
Some kind of monster. This monster lives.
But yeah, I'll watch Maki and Miyu every time. Do anything.
Me too.
But watching this, there was a clear weak link, and it's Masha Slamovich.
See, I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think Masha was that bad.
It was a good match. I don't know. I didn't think she could hang. I think she's a lot cool. I think she thinks she's a lot cooler than she is. But
you're a lot cooler than you are.
Thank you.
I don't mean that. You're a bum.
Thanks. I am a bum. But it was still good.
No, it was a good match. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Really though, the main event.
Yes.
The Princess of Princess title match. The champ Miyu Watanabe, which I assume her autograph line is still going around the building.
That line it's still going in Philly from earlier this year. If you want to meet Miyu, there's still time. Go line up. You just have to stand there for a couple months. That was forever fucking long.
I still couldn't believe it. Going up against the challenger Mizuki.
My friend Mizuki, yes.
Mizuki going for her second title reign. And Mizuki gets that second title reign.
Yeah.
Beats Miyu Watanabe. Goes about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I thought this was excellent.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I thought this was like, out of all the matches we've mentioned so far, I feel like this was the first where I'd be like, hey, this is a must watch. There's been other matches that we've mentioned that have been good.
Sure.
But if you're pressed for time, go watch this.
Yeah, and this is interesting because this match can hang with the best of Stardom that we talked about last week, but in a completely different way.
Yeah.
They're not Stardom wrestlers. They don't wrestle that style. Miyu's close, Watanabe's close to that sort of thing because she's such a power wrestler in this company.
Yeah, I have in my notes Miyu was such a force during this match. Almost, I don't want to say like almost borderline working heel a little bit, but just overpowering.
Right.
Because we've said with her title reign, who's going to end it?
Right.
Because she's just on such a fucking roll. And she's great.
She's clearly the most popular person in the company, singles wrestler anyway. And Maki's huge internationally in Yamashita, but she's the response that Miyu got when we were in Philly was fucking wild.
It was insane.
Like you and I walked up to Maki Ito.
Yeah.
You had to wait in line for a little bit for Yamashita.
Yeah.
We were like,
watching how that line was insane,
yeah, right.
dude.
Like, we ain't doing this.
No.
But yeah, I like them both a ton. Miyu is the better wrestler out of the two.
I agree with that.
I like Mizuki a lot. I love the whirling candy. I think it's a really fun move.
It's a great move. Mizuki wrestled such that great underdog in this.
That's 100% what this
you
match
really
is.
wanted to get behind her to win. You know.
So Miyu does a big swing, but holds on Mizuki's arm. Wrist control.
Wild.
I was like, how did the arms not just come out of socket? I don't understand that. So the thing that's always crazy to me, and it's one of the things, and I don't want to know how it's done. Don't spoil this for me. But the double stomp in wrestling, I don't quite understand how you're not hurting people all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand there has to be a trick to it, right? I understand that David Copperfield didn't actually make the Statue of Liberty fucking disappear. What? Right? There's a trick somewhere. And I don't need to know it. I can be amazed by it. But double stomps in wrestling, Finn Balor's, particularly ones from really high up. I'm like, how do you not?
Was this one where she hits it off the top of the floor? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, how are you not, how is the person's sternum not just a fucking footprint now?
Yeah.
It's really crazy. And so Mizuki does the double stomp from the top turnbuckle to the outside floor.
Yeah.
It's crazy. How do your legs not break? How do you not hurt? The magic on double stomps for me has not been ruined. I don't understand them.
Let it be then.
Right. And I'm always like, oh man, that's so cool.
Hey, if anybody wants to let me know.
Yeah, there you go.
So then I could fucking ruin it for you. You've ruined many things for me in wrestling.
Son of a bitch. I've enhanced your wrestling experience.
No.
Shut your mouth.
Look at the eyes, motherfucker.
I still do every time.
I know, me too, you son of a bitch.
They should be better at it, that's all.
That I agree with.
Not my fault the wrestlers aren't good at listening. But even she does it in the corner, they do the layup on the corner with the stomp down from that, which is much easier to understand because the person bumps, so there's air, but I'm just I don't know. When you're laying flat and somebody double stomps you from up high, I'm I don't understand this.
Yeah.
I would poop my pants. It feels like something where the impact would make me shit myself.
I'd poop my pants. It's okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure, man. I don't want somebody stomping on my stomach.
You take a shot to the stomach enough, sometimes just poo happens.
Sometimes that you get out of bed, poo happens.
Right. Sometimes you're driving in the car and you don't know. Sometimes you're sliding into first and you feel something burst. You know, shit happens.
Literally. Shit happens when you're trying to make ends meet.
Right. You know.
It was a guy who took a big shit on me.
There you go. So, you know, when you're rounded in a third and out comes turd, it happens. Like, it's just, you know.
What's happening right
You
now?
don't remember that fucking the song? It was like in in Parenthood. You don't remember that thing?
No.
The whole song about diarrhea was
No.
when you're sliding in the first and you feel something burst, diarrhea. You don't remember that?
No.
Well,
I just heard diarrhea cha-cha-cha.
well, a double stomp. I'll play it for you after the show. A double stomp would make me poop my pants.
All right.
Diarrhea otherwise. But it's a very good match. I'm going to get back to that and stop talking about poop.
Thank you.
This I really did like this match. This is a highlight of the weekend for me for sure. It can hang with almost any other match. It could hang with any match but one.
Almost, yeah. Because
any match but one out of the whole weekend. I really do think this is up there.
Because there's one.
But there's one that we'll talk about that is wild. But this can certainly hang. If we're talking women's matches, and and we're gonna say this a bunch when we talk about New Japan, but like match of the year, whatever. And I have my list going for 2025.
Me too.
The strategy is I'm gonna write down what I think are contenders, and if something happens, I put it above on the list, and the top 5 get picked.
There's already a number one.
But there's already a number one that's gonna be really fucking hard to beat, right? But like if you want to talk women's matches, this match will be hard to beat. It is a high level fucking wrestling match.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So and like the matches on Stardom last week that we said like could amend some lists and stuff. This is a really good match. This could make it on a list. Yeah. It's very, very good.
I did. I loved it. Like I said, if I was, suggesting out of everything we talked about so far, this would be the first one where I'd go out of your way to watch this.
Outside of watching New Japan, if you're going to watch anything else, I would say watch this.
Yeah, I agree.
Because this was a really fucking good match. The top 3 on this card are really good.
Yeah.
But this main event is very, very good.
So let's get into...
Watch more Tokyo Joshi Pro, everybody. They're really fucking cool.
Yeah, Tokyo Joshi Pro rocks.
Yeah.
Let's get into the
big thing, the thing we're all here for?
The double main.
Triple main, but not really?
Yeah, no, it's double main.
Okay.
Wrestle Kingdom 19.
Yes, sir.
So this is January 4th. My favorite, like I said, my second favorite time of year for wrestling. Very happy to have the chat was live.
So
made me feel so happy.
Did you raw dog this and stay up the whole time, or did you take it to go to bed and wake up before it started?
So I left your house at like
10,
I don't know,
10ish.
10ish.
Yeah, 11 maybe.
Yeah, I got home. Yeah, I got home about 11, quarter after 11. I stayed up for a little bit.
Okay.
Fell asleep.
Yeah.
Woke up for the Rambo.
Yeah, that's I was asleep by maybe midnight. I went to bed.
Yeah, woke up for the Rambo. Then there was about half hour between Rambo and the actual show.
Yeah,
I slept for a half hour.
Okay, all right. I didn't do that. I just sat here eating.
No,
pretzels.
got.
I literally sat on my couch eating pretzels, staring at the screen of nothing. That's what my life has become.
I like that. Pre-show Rambo.
Well, I'm ready to run down all of these shows. So let's.
Pre-show Rambo. Really the highlight of this. This is number one contender for the IWGP Heavyweight Title. Rambo.
Right. This is essentially WWE running a gimmick battle royal.
Yeah.
But like there's a couple of legitimate contenders in it, so you make it interesting at the end.
Yeah. Your winner, goddamn Hiroki Goto.
Because the G in IWGP stands for Goto.
Damn right. So Goto's going to get a future world title shot.
Which he challenged for like...
Well.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
But anyway... it's a battle royal, but it's not because pins, submissions, DQs, whatever.
It's kind of all over the place.
Like, Josh Barnett is in it. Yuji Nagata, Tenzan's ankles make an appearance.
Oh, God.
Kojima.
Hanma's neck makes an appearance.
Right, no it doesn't. That shit ain't there. We can see that Tenzan has ankles because his feet bend the wrong way. Hanma, I don't know. I think his skull's fused to his collarbone. Guy moves like Michael Keaton in the Batman cowl. But there's you get like Bolton and they set up a little thing there and it's a fun little pre-show thing.
Yeah, it's a good time.
But they throw like Tai Chi and Goto in it, so it's like, well, one of these two guys are gonna win.
Sonata's in there.
Yeah, we throw like a couple of top-ish guys and Sonata. What's fucking Sonata?
Oh, the downfall.
Buddy, what'd you do to me? proving Ed right.
Literally.
But to like to be like, okay, one of these actual guys, like Hanma's not winning number one fucking contender here, although I would watch that match like crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so good for Goto.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Goto. Yeah.
So
I think it's question time.
Question time.
For young sweet Ed.
이제 이번 주에 에드 코드 질문입니다.
All right. What you got, Ed? Better be one parter this weekend. One parter.
So Ed says, hey there, pals. 2-part question here. Can't wait to hear your guys' review of Shingo Aihara versus Haru-chan from this week's Aihara Pro from Forest Ring Aihara. Ed, I watched so much wrestling this week. I'm sorry I couldn't squeeze this in.
Yeah.
First
bump for time, Ed. Sorry.
Yeah, first part of this question. Do we believe in Goto one more time, knowing we'll most likely get our hearts broken? Goto is forever my New Japan dude. So yeah, Goto, we talked about, wins the Rainbow, number one contender for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Mm-hmm. That match is going to take place at New Beginning in Osaka, I believe in about a month in February. I believe.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, Goto ain't got a shot, brother.
No.
Match will be good, but
yeah, I know he's wrestling a guy that you really, really don't like, Ed, and also that the New Japan, the main event of Wrestle Kingdom was a match that is Ed repellent. And I love Goto. That ain't happening.
Nope.
It'll be good. Goto, it might even be better than the match was at Wrestle Kingdom, but
it'll probably be better than Wrestle Kingdom. No, I don't know about Wrestle Dynasty, but Wrestle Kingdom.
No. But Wrestle Kingdom, sure. So, but yeah, I mean, I do love him, but I'm not my heart's not getting broken because I'm not putting it out there, Ed. My heart is not entering the conversation.
Nope. keep your heart in your chest for that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Ed's second part, how do we feel about this new Hayabusa? Good idea or bad idea? I think I dig Hayabusa being passed down like Tiger Mask, but I wish IG could have gotten to pick the new one, of course. I guess Tanaka and Megumi Koto and Mr. Ganosuke all being on board gives me a little hope about it. How we feeling, fellas? It's weird. So there was a press conference. I forget the name of it, like the little promotion or show that's happening, but they're introducing a new Hayabusa, which now has rumored to be the GHC Heavyweight Champion Ozawa.
Okay, interesting.
Hayabusa is like such an iconic character for me. I feel like it's a one and only.
Yeah.
Like it's not Doink the Clown. Like you can't just throw anybody under there.
Right.
I don't love it. What say you?
Yeah. So it's got to be Hayabusa 2, right? Like it's got to do like Tiger Mask did. It can't just be Hayabusa. And anytime somebody, a wrestler, a character, a gimmick ends in tragedy, it's harder to bring it back, right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
The Tiger Mask was sort of set up that way, but like the guy just gave it up. So like, the tragedy part is always going to be hard. Is it better and more helpful that the people who were there and involved originally and were close to the original Hayabusa have signed off and involved? Absolutely. If, this isn't like, if like, whatever, Noah itself, like, was just like, hey, we're making a Hayabusa. That's weird. At least the people involved knew him, but I don't need it. I think there needs to be a clear distinction. Like I said, like Hayabusa 2 or whatever, and enough similarities to the mask, but enough changes so that
Or it should just be Hayabusa.
Right. But I don't know, man. It's a tough one for sure because of like how high the highs are and how tragic the ending was. So, I'm not like I'm never going to watch this because it's a disgrace and a dishonor to Hayabusa, but I also don't need it.
Yeah, I don't know if the world is clamoring for it. I just feel like it's weird.
Well, and also like you're forever going to be compared, and you're never going to be better.
No, of course not.
You know, you're not gonna be able to match that, and like, you know, and neither has Tiger Mask. But like Tiger Mask went from Tiger Mask, you know, Satoru Sayama to Mitsuharu Misawa. So
Yeah.
you know, that you can is a comparative move, maybe even an upgrade, considering not as this Tiger Mask form, but you know what I mean. But like, yeah, I would much rather them take their energy into a Tiger Mask 5.
I agree. Ed, thank you so much, pal.
Yeah, thanks, pal.
Sorry about Cookie's knee.
Ed, one New Year, one part question next week. All right, bud.
Let's tighten it up. So then we start with the actual show.
Mm-hmm.
This is the ladder match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight titles.
Yeah.
You have the Ichiban Sweet Boys, Kosai Fujita and Robbie Eagles.
Yes.
Against the Intergalactic Jet Setters, who are the champs at the time, Kevin Knight Kushida.
Mm-hmm.
Against Bullet Club War Dogs, Clark Connors and Joe Maloney.
Mm-hmm.
And Catch 22, Francesco Akira and the fucking ass wang.
In what I'm going to safely say is Drill Maloney's last junior heavyweight match. Yeah. He shouldn't have been allowed in this one.
No.
This is
that
like
motherfucker's massive.
Right. They didn't let the Big Show wrestle fucking Ultimate Dragon for the Cruiserweight title in WCW either.
They should have.
They didn't let fucking Ivan Putski wrestle for Cruiserweight belts.
So, Ichiban Sweet Boys, they are the new champs.
They are continuing the streak of guys we have pictures with winning titles.
What a run we had!
Huge
on Wrestle
run.
Kingdom.
Huge run on Wrestle Kingdom.
This was a bit of a train wreck at times.
Yeah, it was fun. Fun chaos.
Yeah, I'm not used to seeing shit like this in New Japan.
Yeah, right.
So it's a little different.
It's very much what I think a ladder match should be, but it's not
chaos.
Yeah, but it's not normally what they do in New Japan. You're right. Big ladder spots though, like pretty big, crazy shit.
Next match, the IWGP Women's Title match. The champ, the fucking goat Mayu Iwatani, going up against the challenger Azumi.
Yes.
I thought this was incredible.
This is great. It just didn't get enough time.
Wins. That's what I have in my notes. Sorry. Incredible, but please more time. This went 8 minutes.
This should have been 17.
That's insane for how little this goes.
It stinks that's the way New Japan's adjusting to having women on these shows, because
especially when something else gets way too much time later.
Right. This
it was fucking incredible.
It was a banger.
What a sprint!
It would have been crazy if they gave it the full run. This would have been like this is match of the year contender if this got a full fucking match. Yeah. If they just took this match, doubled the length of it, and wrestled like they did, everybody's talking about this match.
I agree.
It was awesome.
It did convert Tim into being, should I watch Stardom?
Yeah.
Which my response was, yes, you should.
Yes, everybody fucking should.
Yep, I agree.
Most of the time, it's the better promotion in Japan right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's really fucking good.
I agree. Next match, New Japan World TV title.
Yes.
The four-way match, the champ Ren Narita defending against Jeff Cobb, Roihei Oiwa, and the returning El Phantasmo.
From testicular cancer.
Yes. So, love seeing ELP back here.
Big ELP fan.
Love seeing that ELP gets the win.
We would have had a picture with him, if you remember.
He was busy putting in work.
He was putting the work on the ladies at the. He's over in the corner off the side between the concession stand and the merch table.
Yep.
And he's off in the corner, but he was talking to a bunch of ladies. And we were like,
said, okay,
you know what?
Let him go.
I ain't gonna break that up. You do your thing, ELP.
Yeah, I respect you.
You
brother.
get that South Philly tang.
What the fuck?
Special kind.
That's under.
I didn't say it was good kind. It's just special.
Okay, all right. No, you're not wrong. Next match.
Yeah.
Lumberjack.
The kind of woman you can only pick up when it's blocks and blocks of chain link fence.
Ew. Lumberjack match, which is hair versus career.
Yes.
Hiroshi Tanahashi going up against Evil.
Yeah. Did they cash in on the hair part?
No. I don't know why.
Unbelievable.
Because Hiroshi Tanahashi gets the win. Listen, it was way better than I expected it was going to be.
This is wildly better than I expected it to be.
It still wasn't good.
I thought it was fun.
It was fun.
Here's
It was just way because
wrestling is it's all relative, it's subjective, right?
Yeah.
So when I watch Tanahashi, and I love Tanahashi, there's a bunch of things we need. In a perfect world, before he retires, we get Tanahashi versus John Cena, and then we also get the Nakamura back in the fold somewhere, right?
Yeah.
With Tanahashi, it's never going to happen,
wish list, man.
but it kind of needs to. He's the first of the new Musketeers to go. Well, kind of, sort of, because Shibata came back, but willfully retire. But the bar's low, because when I watch Tanahashi, I love Tanahashi. So when I come out and I get out my protractor and I measure with which the angle his knees are bending, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a good Tanahashi match because he can walk, he can bend his legs.
Yeah.
He got that good John Voight shot in him. So like I was like, and Evil stinks.
Yeah.
But I was like, we're not retiring Tanahashi here unless something bad happened. They did not pay up on Evil's head being shaved.
No, because House of Torture starts jumping Tanahashi after the match, and Tanahashi gets saved by somebody in an all elite wrestling sweatshirt.
Yes.
Katsuyori Shibata.
Right.
This is Shibata's first appearance at the Dome
since he was banned.
Since he went into business for himself.
Right. For getting Ren Narita in trouble.
I said, "Fuck you, bitch. We're wrestling a match."
Right.
Again, better than I thought it was.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Shibata gets on the mic and just says, like, they do the Predator shake. And we set up a match for the following night at Wrestle Dynasty.
A 5-minute grapple only.
Well, they weren't wrong. Next match.
They were wrong because of the headbutts. But anyway.
That's true.
Yes.
Next match for the AEW International title and the Never Openweight title. You have Konosuke Takeshita going up against Shingo Takagi.
Yes. The first Takeshita match of the weekend, well, potentially, because whoever wins this goes to the next night.
Face Ishii.
But the first match that I was really looking for, well, no, Mayu Izumi, because I knew that was going to be great.
Yeah.
But, like, I was like, all right, here's the show stealer right here.
Yeah.
Takeshi's going to steal this fucking show out from under everybody against Shingo. And it's exactly what I wanted. I want more of it. It was great.
Again, my beef with it, I wish it was longer.
Yeah, right.
It was like more. 12 minutes.
Yes.
I mean, it's fun because these two hit like a goddamn truck.
Right.
So sometimes it is good to just, hey, let's getting it out.
Yeah.
But I do want, like, I want more. I want to see more from these two.
It's an interesting thing, and I'm sure we'll sort of talk about it at the end, but, like, I really enjoyed Wrestle Kingdom, but it didn't feel like Wrestle Kingdom necessarily. Because I think it's probably because looking back, like, a lot of these matches felt cut short.
Yeah, which is crazy because the next match we talk about gets cut short forcefully.
Right. But Takeshita wins this one. He's double champ, which is awesome.
Fucking fantastic.
We'll see what AEW fucking does with him. I'm gonna guess nothing and piss me off.
Well, the man's got 3 contracts now.
He does.
Which is crazy.
Right. And, like, everybody's, like, highlighting this thing where the president of New Japan was like, well, there's not many shows, in America, so he can come over here.
Yeah.
And, like, everyone's like, oh, look at him shooting. It's like, no, their schedules don't line up.
No,
like,
not all the time.
AEW has him wrestling once a week and in a pay-per-view every other month.
Yep.
New Japan runs weekdays and shit.
Yeah.
Like, if he's
wants
committed
to make the travel, let him do it.
He can do it and not really interfere with anything. I hope it doesn't stop AEW from using him because you have a goddamn international star, right?
Goddamn monster.
But this man has 3 wrestling contracts now. So let's go and let's open that bridge and get some more DDT exposure in America too.
I would love
get
that.
pheromones on AEW TV. God damn it,
the world's not ready.
They're
for
not.
That.
They're really not.
But yeah, I agree. This match was fucking
great.
awesome.
And Take wins double champ, which means he's going to face Ishii the next night, which is which I was like, well, that's a guaranteed fucking scene stealer right there.
Yeah.
Well,
more on that later.
It was up until
more on that later.
Yeah.
Next match, which breaks my fucking heart for the IWGP.
The only thing it broke, brother.
Yeah, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Title match. Doki, the champ, defending against El Desperado. Unfortunately, this gets stopped 5 minutes in. Doki had a very gruesome arm elbow injury.
He posted it on the ground first.
Yeah.
And I get it. That was a big jump.
It was
over the corner turnbuckle to the outside.
Yeah, like dude, the first 5 minutes, these fuckers were going for it.
I was like, it's not hard to do, but I was like, I'm gonna love this fucking thing. Yeah. Like because we love.
They're just
Despy.
going for it.
Like Despy rules. Doki has really like changed himself around. Like I think has made fans of us. Like and and although I think that Gino Gambino should be on the call every time.
100%.
The Doki choking. But I was like, this is gonna be fucking awesome because like Despy has been back and forth, but riddled with injury and bad luck, and Doki has this good run, and like they wrestle so well together, and like. Clearly, Despy's going to win because he fucking deserves it, and he rules. And he's got the cool split mask, the red and white split mask.
Yeah.
And then Doki's arm snaps in half in a very bad way. Elbow, forearm, something left it floppy and twisted.
It was such a shame, man. Cause
they showed it briefly because they didn't know what happened, and then they would not show it.
I mean, they were seriously just fucking going for it. Mm-hmm. And I was, like you said, like, here we go. This is going to be amazing.
Awesome. Yep.
And unfortunately, Doki gets hurt, so really hope he recovers from this.
Yes, real bad.
Because
scarily bad.
That was brutal.
Yes.
Next match for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Title.
Yes.
The champion David Finlay, the challenger Yota Tsuji.
Yes.
New champ alert.
Yep.
Yota Tsuji gets the win over David Finlay. Yota's first singles title in New Japan.
Yeah.
What did you think of this?
I think the right David Finlay showed up for this.
Thank you.
I dread David Finlay matches because you don't get the right David Finlay all the time.
When I said in our chat after this match, he is so frustrating. Mm-hmm. He's the most inconsistent wrestler I can think of.
Yep.
When you want him to have that like real banger of a match, he just it falls flat.
Yep.
And then he has that match earlier or last year against Yoshihashi where you go, this is going to be nothing.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking banger.
Right. Yeah.
And this one, like, dude, he was hossing Tsuji around.
Right. He's like works power, strong style. Like,
yeah.
And it's like, why isn't this every time you do this shit?
Yeah.
Like, because you are you're a deflated Bullet Club leader.
Yeah.
Who's been outshined by the other people, particularly one guy in the group. And like, what would help that is to wrestle like this more often.
Yeah.
Because you fucking don't.
He looks great when he wrestles like this.
Right. And he puts Tsuji over.
Yeah.
And we get the first title shot of the Reiwa Musketeers, which is a goddamn curse.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have fucking done that. We knew they shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But like, this is, a sign that this, we were worried about what I thought they were going to pull the trigger initially and I thought they were going to put the IWGP on Tsuji. We all sort of felt like they were going to hot shot and see what happens. And I don't know if they got cold feet or whatever. But this is the first belt for one of these guys, and he looks good in it.
A first like legit belt because Narita held the TV title.
I don't care.
That
title. Once that title left Zack Sabre Jr.'s hands, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
He had that was my favorite title, and he lost it. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
That title doesn't matter. That was just to shine him up to get him ready for the main title.
Essentially, yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah.
Man, I'm glad Tsuji won. Because again, with Finlay, you can't trust what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So I'm never excited to watch him. But and I'm not gonna be like, oh, Finlay's wrestling. Let me make sure I put that on my list to watch. But because we were sitting there watching all of Wrestle Kingdom, I don't have a fucking choice. I mean, I have a choice, but you know what I mean. It was good.
It was really good.
So it's just like, in a way, it's more frustrating.
Yeah.
But he looked good here.
This was really fucking good.
Yeah.
I loved. He got hit with the Gene Blast and that one falsie on the rope. Where he puts his leg up to the second rope, like just shot it straight up.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that was so good. I was just, again, shocked with the way he was wrestling. Mm-hmm. Like, Haas and Tsuji around.
Right.
Just do that more, please.
Right.
Let's not do more of Tetsuya Naito versus Hiromu Takahashi, though. This was...
Sub-main event.
This was... I don't want to say it was sad... But this was even more of a confirmation that Naito's cooked. Mm-hmm. Naito's done those interviews where he had talk about his eye surgery again. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's just done. It got brought up when we were talking about this in the Discord about, he had that miracle run in the G1 last year.
Uh-huh.
And then shit the fucking bed against Mox, and people were trying to blame Mox, which you're insane for that.
Right.
And then this sucks, and his title matches were all bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I said, yeah, last year's G1, that just showed to me that Ospreay and Okada carried him.
Yep.
This was like a perfect case of, hey, maybe this match should have happened 6 years ago, and now we're getting it 6 years later, and it's just not there. It should have been a marquee match, and not good.
I couldn't tell you a thing that happened in it, other than Hiromu's entrance gear.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end they like join hands and whatever, and like the feud's over, but like.
It wasn't even like a feud. It was just one of those like
the tiff, the beef.
Yeah, the little like I'm not your junior. I'm just as popular as you are.
Yeah,
and it just didn't.
I like Hiromu so much.
Yeah, I do too. And Naito wins, and it's just very please be done.
Yeah,
please be done.
I don't see you suffer. Like it's like.
Well, and I said this too. I mentioned like I say this. And in Japan, he's still wildly popular.
Yeah, super,
wildly over.
Mm-hmm.
But it's time. Mm-hmm. It's just time, dude.
I was thinking about
especially
this.
If you were having problems with your vision and stuff.
Right.
Maybe it's just time.
Right. I was thinking about this, and I don't know what they're feeling. I don't know how the crowds in Japan are feeling or whatever. But I was thinking about stuff like this with Tana. And again, I love Tana and I love Naito, right? And I understand like wanting to hang on and all that stuff. But like. And Tana's leaving, and I'm not accusing either one of them of this because they don't have the power or the ego. But the reason why Tana needed to save a company is because the old guys stayed around too long.
Yeah.
Like, Tana became the legend that he did because that company, like, Chono had a stronghold on New Japan and would not fucking leave. And so he was booking himself on top and, like, looked like shit. And I love Chono.
Sure,
but it was too fucking long. And Tanahashi and Naito do not have the power structure to do that. They're sticking around because they're beloved.
Yeah.
And Chono was beloved too. But, like, that company fell into the dregs because Chono would not leave. You know, and he's not the only one, but like the old guard stuck around way too fucking long.
Yeah, it was a lot of the problems back then with Inoki.
And you know, and that's why the legend of Tana is what it is, because he came in and saved a company.
Yeah,
with the other ones, but Tana specifically, Nakamura.
Tana was the
but Tana's
guy,
the fucking guy.
Yeah, it's the ace.
Right. So like, I don't, even though it's different. From a power structure standpoint, I don't want to see these guys do that the same way.
Nah.
Because Chono was wholly immobile when he left.
Yes.
You know, and I just don't want to, like, I don't want to see it out of these guys I fucking respect. And they're still loved over there. So I get you're hearing that sound. And my favorite wrestler of all time stayed too fucking long. Yeah. I know. I say, like, granted, not in a company.
Say it with me.
You know what I mean?
Muda. Stayed too fucking long.
Yeah, they stayed too fucking long. You know, Muda very much too had that power structure and whatever.
Stayed too long.
Like they stuck around too fucking long. So these guys that I respect, I'm like, stop now, so that like in 10 years we can see you and you can walk to the ring.
Yeah.
Because so many people aren't. You know, and like so many people you see the struggle, and like, but you look at a guy like Tatsumi Fujinami who looks fucking great.
Still wrestling.
You know,
he wrestled this weekend.
Right. You look at like, you know, and those guys are getting old, but like, you know, they're at the point where it's gonna be really hard to see them in a bunch of years because like Tana's knees are gonna be real fucked. Like both of their knees are like real bad. And I want to be able to celebrate them for years to come without them fucking wrestling.
I wonder if once they hang it up, if knee replacements are on the table.
Yeah, it's possible. You know? And then Muda had his and came back.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't do that, but
no.
But yeah.
It's done. It's done with Naito.
Yeah.
Let him be in multi-mans, I guess.
Well, and he said that he didn't want to wrestle past 40, and the pandemic kind of put a hurting on that. And, you know, you hear that crowd fucking cheer.
They love him.
You know, sometimes it takes a really bad segment on Raw to maybe get into your brain that the fans don't want to fucking see your hobbled old ass come out anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be 43 this year, so...
Yeah, which, again, you know, you look at Sheamus just signed a fucking WWE contract that puts him to 50.
Different styles, though,
Different styles, right. Sheamus ain't jumping off the top rope to the outside with a fucking frog splash. Like,
it's not happening.
So...
Yeah, I just felt bad watching this.
Me too.
Main event time.
Yes.
For the IWGP World Heavyweight title.
Polarizing.
The champ, Zack Sabre Jr., the challenger, Shota Umino. This goes almost 45 minutes.
Yeah, this goes almost 45 minutes, which is exactly too fucking long.
It was way too long.
Way too long. I liked it.
I liked it.
I like it.
Too long. The structure of it was very weird.
Yes.
It felt like there were 3 different segments where Zack is just getting heat on Shooter. Shooter fights back and then just gets cut off. And then gets beat up for 10 more minutes. And
lots of people talking about it.
It was I like the
match.
At the end of the day, I liked it.
I like Zack Sabre a ton.
It was just
right.
Crowd just doesn't buy Shooter. They don't buy it.
It stinks, and I get it because I like Shooter. I think Shooter's talented. I think he's bulked up. Shooter's presentation way fucking wrong.
Yeah.
The motorcycle, the pink and white jacket.
And it's like such a dorky looking motorcycle too.
Yeah. Like I don't know what he's trying to be. Like, is he trying to be a baby face? Because then he works heel a bit in this match, here, back and forth a little bit. And it's sort of like the young scrappy guy saying, like, I can out wrestle you this pure wrestler, whatever. And he can't. No. But like they call him the roughneck, but he's wearing pink sparkles. And it's like, I don't want him to be the fucking Death Riders Japan, you know. I don't want him to be, you know, NWO Japan Death Rider style. But like they made him the pretty boy. Yeah. And like but you're still calling, like, I don't, like, he got popular as a young boy because Moxley gave him the rub. Yeah. And you've removed that. He's like, I don't need him to be Moxley, but like he's, you know,
be something.
Right.
Be something different.
He's like really, like, the presentation doesn't match what I think he is or how he wrestles.
Yeah. And
I do like him. And he, you know, we said Tsuji gets the title, right? The first significant titles run from the ring, because fuck you, Ren. And this is a Reiwa Musketeer that main events Wrestle Kingdom. It's a big deal. But it might have set them all back a little bit, at least him a little too much.
Yeah, I just don't.
And
I just don't see it.
And I don't know that it's all on him either. I think Sabre, who is the champion, who's probably doing the majority of putting this match together, don't think he put together a particularly good match. Like, not necessarily a good match. I like the match. I don't think he put together the kind of match that was needed for the main event of Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah. Which is why I said before, like, most of this card, I was like, oh, this is good. Yeah. Even the Tanahashi, I don't think there's a bad match, maybe until Naito.
Yeah, that's
you know, like, Tana Evil isn't great,
but it's
better
solid.
than I thought it would be.
It's
so
solid.
Wrestling being subjective, it's what it is. So, like, I was like, man, this is a good card. Like, these matches have all been entertaining. Granted, the women's match needed more. Doki with his arm really stinks, and that, you know, I wanted to see that.
There wasn't any live stinkers until Naito.
Right. And then this goes 45, and I'm like, were they still going to go 45 or was it going to go 30? Because I would assume Doki and Despy were going to get another 10 to 15.
You would think, right?
But, like, you know, and the women's match could have taken 10 minutes off of this. Like, if you had a fast-paced 25-minuter, I think you'd have a different thing here.
I agree.
But, like, I think they wanted
this big epic.
Right. I think they think the Wrestle Kingdom main event, and in some ways, some thoughts, it needs to be. But I think the Wrestle Kingdom main event is too synonymous with Okada and Omega. Yeah. And they're like, well, those guys always went 40, 45 minutes, and they always did these matches. We need to keep that tradition. And it's like, you don't, because that's not the wrestlers that you have there right now.
Nope.
I don't think anybody is going to complain about a great 25-minute match and go, well, it should have been 45 and a stinker.
Yeah.
And again, not that it stunk, but like, if you're not a fan of Zack Sabre Jr. already, you'd probably hate this match.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because Shooter doesn't have enough personality. I don't think anybody's going in this match being a huge Shooter mark.
No.
You know, I've said he's my favorite of the Musketeers. I just don't think that's going to stick. I think this, you know, I don't know that it exposed them. I just think that they made the wrong decisions about what they were putting together.
Well, and it's interesting because when he comes out the next night on Dynasty, the crowd is actively booing him. Like,
yes.
People don't get actively booed like this.
And a lot of people showed the thing of Tanahashi looking really pissed off and said that he was going to do the Luke Gallows Inoki thing.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, that can't possibly be true, right? But
he looked pissed.
I think it was. I think it didn't feel like a Wrestle Kingdom main event.
Yeah.
And everybody knew it was coming the next night.
Yeah.
Everybody knew
the man's back.
that. But like not even like. So here's the thing about the next night. An untested talent, sure, but if you've been listening to this show for the last year, you know what Gabe Kidd can do and what he was going to do in this fucking match.
Yeah.
Right? But also, for better or worse, whether I like him or not, the Young Bucks are also on that show, and they are a connection to the glory days of Japanese wrestling and Wrestle Kingdom of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So I think Tana probably more mad because he also knew what was coming.
Yeah.
He knew what the next night was going to be, and that that split credit.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Yep.
It's probably not even split credit. I think a little more in the not their side.
Yeah.
So and. So while I liked it, I can't even really recommend it. It's too specific of a match.
I agree. I wouldn't recommend this long of a match.
No.
Especially the style it's worked.
Right, and it's Saber Ishii, Saber Shingo are great.
Saber Danielson. I mean,
they're great.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you have Shooter who's presented like a pretty boy, who's bulked up, who rides a motorcycle in the ring. Like, why you aren't having him work like a faster paced, stronger style against Saber instead of just trying to wrestle him and prove that he's that way?
Dude, like,
makes no sense.
They had so much of a better match for the TV title.
Yeah.
When it was a 15-minute sprint.
Right.
I remember that match was fucking awesome.
And I don't know a wrestling fan alive that was like, oh man, that 25-minute match was 5 stars. Wish it was 3 stars in 45 minutes though.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, if a movie is great and it's an hour and a half or it's 2 hours, I'm like, no, that was great.
Yeah.
Right? But if I watch a 2-hour movie and I'm like, man, that could have shaved off 15, would have been better.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about that. And that's what this match was. It should have had 15 or more shaved off, and those minutes should have been handed to Mayu Iwatani and Azumi, and whoever else, but particularly those two. So very weird. Completely understand the polarizing. Cannot recommend it necessarily. I liked it, but I just can't say, go ahead and watch this. It was
very weird.
Yeah. It felt a lot like the earlier Zack Sabre New Japan matches that you and I really liked, but nobody else did.
Yeah.
Where it was like, you really have to be in a specific thing they're telling.
Yeah.
It was not a universal match. Omega Okada is universal when you watch it. This was not a universal wrestling match.
Like Zack versus Ospreay. This was
not universal. It's a very specific kind of match. And I would say that it is a bad strategy to put a very specific kind of match main event of Wrestle Kingdom.
Especially for as long as it is.
Right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if Hogan Rock worked fucking chain wrestling at WrestleMania, people would be pissed.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I think the main event here of a Wrestle Kingdom, it shouldn't be this. And we know that Sabre can do a different style. We know that so I don't know. I don't know. I just think, I don't know if Gato's hand was in this, who was doing what. Hopefully Sabre doesn't take a hit because of it and it hurts his run.
I don't think he will because the next night.
Right. But Shooter definitely gets knocked down. And if he was the number one, which, I mean, title or otherwise, he did get picked to main event Wrestle Kingdom. He got picked to main event, their biggest show of the year.
Yeah.
And he was also in the finals of the G1. Yeah. So, like, you're not in the final, but the playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs.
That's big. That's a big, that's a big sign of what they thought of him.
Yeah.
And he is now, only because Ren Narita's tied up in the fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But, like,
because you've seen Sabre have a much better match with Tsuji.
Right. They're gonna put more to Oiwa than before they think about Shooter again.
I agree, 100%.
And from what I can tell, I think Oiwa would have had a better match.
I think so too. I think so.
And who knows? What was the guy that's out here? What the fuck was his name? Yuya Yamura.
Yeah.
I
he was on a fucking roll in that G1, man.
Absolutely. So it is interesting. Polarizing Wrestle Kingdom as a whole, because I don't know that feeling was ever captured.
Yeah.
It was captured the very next night.
Well, let's get into the next night.
All right.
Wrestle Dynasty.
Shady Nasty, yes. Wrestle Dynasty.
The co-promoted, not co-promoted, AEW, New Japan, ROH, Stardom, CMLL Super Show.
Can CMLL get the right to co-promote this when they got just some of the guys on it and they don't even fucking win the match that's theirs?
Yeah, it's hard.
But anyway, yes.
So pre-show,
Mm-hmm.
You had the International Women's Cup Final 4-Way match.
Yes.
Momo Watanabe, Athena, Persephone,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and Willow Nightingale.
Yes.
This was a fun start to the show, man.
Liked it a ton. Shocked that this was the pre-show. Thought this would be on the main card.
Yeah, I could see that.
Particularly because the Lucha Gauntlet match was on the main show. But
That should have been pre-show.
But I think they were handed. I think because it's the only one that was like featuring CML guys, they were like,
that's
all right,
true.
we'll put it on the main.
Yeah.
Calm down, boys.
Yeah, real.
Although this is like the only Ring of Honor representation, but that's fine.
Yeah. Momo Watanabe wins.
Yes. The
Fuck
Black
yeah.
Peach. Yeah, she's awesome.
Murders Willow with that bat. Or was it Athena or Willow?
It was Athena.
Yeah.
I watched that back. There's a still of it that like maybe gives it away, but like, man, I thought she was dead. That was swinging for the fences baseball hit right there. I was shocked.
Yeah. Marcus was joining us for this, and he was like, "Could somebody please check on her?"
Yeah.
like
that was, she swung that bat full on.
Yeah.
And I said this to you before we recorded. Momo wins this match because of her match with Mercedes.
I agree.
Momo
I think it has a
impressed
big
people.
hand in it.
Yeah, for sure. Because Athena's a fucking champion, and normally the champions don't lose at these things. Willow also CML champion before, international star.
Been a New Japan Strong Women's Champion.
Right. So Momo had that showing with Mercedes, and that gets her the win here. And she rules, and she's young.
She wins the International Women's Cup.
Yeah, so she gets a title shot, of which any participating company she wants.
Yep.
And did they announce?
No, not yet, but they did announce, I believe it's a Stardom show on the 13th.
Yes.
It's going to be Athena versus Thekla.
Well, because Thekla does help her win. There is interference by the Kincannon special.
Oh, shout out to Wiki.
Amen, brother.
Ain't wrong, man.
Roll Tide. So Thekla versus Athena.
Yeah, for the ROH Women's title.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That'd be a good match.
Yeah, it'll be fun, man.
But Athena ain't losing.
No.
Athena don't lose.
Athena better not
Except for
lose.
right here. But
yeah, she eats the pin.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
That
hasn't happened in a long time.
2 years, I think they said.
Yeah.
But, again, interference from Thekla. And
Sure.
Thekla's awesome, so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Next match for the ROH World Tag Team titles.
Uh-huh.
The Sons of Texas.
That's right. The Sons of Tejas, buddy.
Dustin
Yeehaw.
Rhodes and Sammy Guevara.
Yes.
They beat the House of Torture, which was Sho and Yoshinobu Kanemaru.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, man. I like this more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, it's the best House of Torture match we've seen in maybe ever.
Sammy and Dustin dressed up as Deadpool and Wolverine.
Again. They did it before in AEW.
Nerds.
Yep. Who reads comic books? Particularly Deadpool and Wolverine comics.
What a fucking loser. Dustin, it was fun seeing him in the dome. Commentary was putting him over like a motherfucker,
Absolutely.
too.
Yeah.
I think he might tell Sammy to like stop some of his lame shit sometimes.
Yeah.
I think he reins him in a little bit. It actually worked. It was fine.
Yeah. Sammy needs to do less. It works.
Yeah.
Dustin does so much so well. And then the Canadian Destroyer, but whatever.
Well,
or Code Red, whatever the fuck. But yeah, like Dustin, I love Dustin. I've said it before a million times.
Remember that Dustin Claudio match?
Terrible.
That hurt you.
I was so excited for that match,
yeah,
man.
You were.
I had popcorn ready.
Yeah.
I was like ready to fucking go.
And it's
terrible. Stunk out loud. But this was fun.
Yeah, I thought so.
I like that Dustin does the whiskey mist. He takes it off, even though he's a sober guy.
So somebody asked him about that on
Yeah.
Twitter, and he goes, "Green tea, brother."
Oh yeah, nice, good.
Yeah,
good. You just sit and swallow. But good for him. I love Dustin. I have an irrational love for Dustin Rhodes.
Dustin's great.
So this was cool, man. And then I like Dustin gets out, kisses the mat.
Yeah, first I think they said the first time he's been back in the dome since '92.
Yeah, that's awesome. As Dusty Rhodes Jr.
That's incredible.
Yeah. More on commentary for this show later. But yeah, this was good for those guys. I mean, you knew they weren't winning. Nobody's itching to bring Yoshinobu Kanemaru to fucking Ring of Honor. I do like Kanemaru.
Kidding me?
Not show though.
No. Next one for the Lucha Gauntlet match.
Yes.
You had El Desperado, Hechicero, Kosai Fujita, Masca Dorada, Master Wato, Soberano Jr., Titan, and the man who wins the match, Taiji Ishimori.
Yeah, the Bone Soldier.
This was fun. I like the cute little bit of them all like going after Despy
on the ramp. Yeah,
I like everybody pointing out Hechicero putting like the belt around it. Like, brother, you ain't no fucking junior. Come on, pal.
Yeah. I like the Soberano Jr. coming out dressed as Jesus.
Well, and listen, we had a big return this night on Twitter. Chucky T, he got Rocky's password.
Sure did.
And he live tweeted this whole show.
Yeah.
And it makes me the happiest boy in the world. Because when he sees Kosai Fujita, he said, I'm really mad I didn't call myself the Ichiban Sweet Boy.
That's right.
And then he called Soberano Jr., was it Sassy Jesus? Sassy Lucha Jesus.
Yes.
I fucking love that so
awesome.
much.
Yeah.
I'm so happy he tweeted throughout this.
It was great.
And then the next morning he deleted them all.
Of course he did.
He's the best. Taiji Ishimori wins.
Yeah.
So we're going to get Ishimori versus El Desperado.
Of course
actually this weekend.
Oh, really? Oh, that's at Battle of the Valley. I thought the match is going to rule.
Battle of the Valley card is
it is. It's happened before. It's going to happen again, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I was texting Kevin Ford the next morning, and I was just like, we're running this back for the 48th time, right? He goes, yeah, let's do
it. That's fine. Ishimori's so interesting to me because he's an old man. But, like, if you haven't seen Ishimori before, you're like, that's the fastest guy I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And he's got 12 abs.
I think I put in the chat, he's 41 years old.
He's
He'll be
maniac.
42 in a month.
He's a maniac. So fast. Yeah. And he came back from an injury, and he was still fast.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah.
Seeing everybody.
Next up, 5-minute time limit draw for an exhibition between Hiroshi Tanahashi and Katsuyori Shibata.
Yes, a grapples only exhibition, which they absolutely followed.
Yeah, cool. Chop fest.
Tanahashi headbutted him.
Tanahashi threw a headbutt at him.
You can't. There's one person in the world you can't headbutt, and it's the man who had his brain removed. I think the president of New Japan would know that.
Well, you would think. It's made me sad when Tanahashi's on his way out and the camera's on Shibata. Shibata's crying.
Yeah.
That's his buddy.
I mean, that's two of the three. They have to get knocked out.
I was
they got to.
praying. I was like, okay, if wrestling is cool, Nakamura would come out.
Yep.
Like, they'd walk up the ramp together. Even if he came out in the entranceway.
And the music would hit,
put his arms around, like...
I don't need a match. I would love a match. I don't need one. I know WWE's protecting their investments, and WWE isn't going to be nice enough to partner with a partner of their enemy.
Because just a couple days earlier, Nakamura was in Japan.
Right. But
my hope is like a picture comes out that they all got together. You know?
Because Tanahashi, he's John Cena. Like he is a legend of legends.
Yep.
Right. Like he is a true generational talent, and I think since he's the first one to officially retire, because Shibata came back, but like on his own will, he's going to officially retire.
Yeah,
I hope within the next year. Again, it would have to be in Japan because they're not getting on AWTV or anything, or over here. But I need the three of them together on wrestling television. Yeah, I'm sure they'll be backstage together or somewhere out at a restaurant or whatever.
Yeah,
but I need them together.
It would mean so much, even for Japanese wrestling.
Right, even if it's at his retirement and it's not announced and the music hits and he comes like something.
Yeah.
But I need it to happen. Wrestling is really great. There's a lot of really great things right now, but like those three are special.
Yeah.
And special to Japan, and it's something that they do not have right now in a lot of ways.
I would be so happy if Nakamura just said, I want to do this, please let me do this. Right. They tell him no, and he says, fuck it, I made my money, I'm going.
Right.
I'd make me so happy.
But, yeah.
All right, moving on to the next match here.
Yes.
This is for both the New Japan Strong Women's title and the Rev Pro Undisputed British Women's title.
Yeah.
You have Mercedes Moné going up against Mina Shirakawa.
Yes.
Obviously, new champ.
Mina Shirakawa.
Oh, she's something else, pal.
Yep.
Mercedes Moné gets the win.
Yeah.
I thought this was fucking awesome.
That was great.
I really did, man. People want to bitch about, like, psychology from Mercedes. She sold the fuck out of her knee, dude. I thought it was great. I really did. I have zero complaints about this.
For sure.
Mercedes has righted a lot of wrongs.
Sure. I don't need belt collector Mercedes. I thought that this was going to go the other way because we talked about it last week when we ran down the card. I thought that obviously Rev Pro, I didn't expect Rev Pro to be putting up the money to be bringing in Mercedes. And I thought that New Japan Strong, since Mina has been internationally fucking everywhere, that she'd be a really good spot with that title. But Mercedes is a bigger name for sure. So
I like too with Mina, it shows she's not just like a gimmicky wrestler because she could tend to fall into that a little bit.
Right.
I feel like.
Well, I mean, she has certain aspects of her presentation that precede her wherever she goes.
Yeah.
But she's a damn good professional wrestler.
This she really showed she has the fucking chops.
Yeah, for sure.
I
thought
this was the first great match of the night.
Yes, absolutely.
Mercedes
I really
man
like this.
On a
she's
fucking
on a tear.
Makes me happy.
She's on a tear. She put it together, and the last bunch of high profile matches she had, I've been like, holy shit. Yeah. I don't know what Rev Pro looks like women's talent wise, or who they bring in or whatever. But good on them getting her.
So put eyes on them.
Right, that's the thing. She's, she's the biggest name women's wrestler globally that's able to do this stuff.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna see Becky Lynch or Charlotte doing this shit.
No.
And she's having fun doing it, and she wants to wrestle everywhere. So
if she wants to do it, more power to her. Because when she puts on matches like this, she's fucking great.
She's clearly motivated. She said, the other day when somebody said something to her, and she's like, I'm making more fucking money now than I ever was.
Yeah.
So
and she's doing what she wants to do.
Right.
So
right.
Good for her.
And we're re-sign, do your thing. Becky Lynch showing up, Charlotte Flair ready for the comeback, all that shit. And no fault in you cashing them checks and doing what you got to do.
Yeah.
But the fact that she's out here having what are international dream matches because she wants to, is really cool.
I think it's great, man.
Yeah.
Next up, David Finlay versus Brody King.
Yeah.
This is another one where I went, hey, David Finlay, you're wrestling a style I like.
Yes.
Which was, I'm just going to get fucking brutalized by Brody.
Mm-hmm.
This was another one I wish was a couple minutes longer.
For sure. Wrong winner.
Yeah, I wish Brody would have won.
Me too.
I get the flash finish though.
Yeah, I get it.
Brody got hit with 3 big moves real quick, and that was it.
Right.
I understand it.
I get it, and hopefully they're smart enough to bring these things back up around Forbidden Door time.
Yes.
And if House of Black against Finlay and the War Dogs or something.
Yeah.
Could be fun.
I'd be into it.
But I love Brody so much. I'm glad to see a lot of people talking about him too
makes
after
me
this.
Very happy.
Being that this is your star. This is a guy that can work internationally. Yeah. He's got everything. The look, the work, the personality. He's magnetic kind of guy.
Yeah.
Barks and the crowd follows. The dude has it. He knows he put it the fuck together.
To walk out to his own band's entrance in the
Yep.
Tokyo Dome.
So,
he made a post today where he's like, when I started wrestling and training, I told the trainer one of my goals is I want to wrestle for New Japan at the Tokyo Dome. So that's fucking awesome.
I saw Colin, I think, was my friend. We used to stay up till 3 a.m. to watch Wrestle Kingdom, and now I'm at home watching him in the dome is crazy.
That's cool for them.
Yep.
I think that's fucking awesome.
Brody's
the man, dude.
All the praise in the world for Brody.
Yeah.
Which is one of my biggest issues with AEW, which you heard on the first half of this show. So.
Sure did. Shooter and Claudio was very forgettable.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you a thing about it.
No,
again.
It was just it was a match that happened. The crowd booed Shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Shooter won, and just didn't matter much.
Because he was sent. Claudio was sent as Mox's proxy because Shooter wanted to face Mox.
Yeah,
but that doesn't make a ton of sense. Whatever. Yeah, and Shooter wins.
Mox already beat him in Chicago last year.
Right. I don't.
Match was great back then, but
and this match was fine. It wasn't bad.
It was okay.
But I don't know.
This was one of the first ones where I felt like there's just no heat here.
Yeah. Well, and again, I feel bad saying this, and I know that it's a bit of a gut reaction, but what can Claudio give us that we haven't seen? He's solid.
Yeah.
The matches are always really good.
Yeah.
But I remember being one of the people, and I remember people saying Claudio should have held the main title in WWE, and when he left, they were like, "This is the place. This is where he's going to become the main event title holder we all thought he was going to be." And he's consistent. He has great fucking matches. I love watching the guy wrestle.
Yeah.
But he's not a world champion.
Yeah.
I remember watching him in Chicago, and this guy's going to be the biggest fucking thing in wrestling.
It's crazy with Claudio because, he joins the Death Riders and he goes on a bit of a run, and you feel like here it is. But then he has a match like this, and he looks just lost out.
Right.
Like, not him wrestling wise, but like character wise, it's just there's no purpose with him right now.
Right.
I didn't care about this
elevating.
At all. Yeah.
Where you sign up for a Claudio match, you get a Claudio match, which is fine, and they're good. But he's not elevating.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
And it's like, man, maybe it's Shooter's fault here, but I think across the board, like, what's he doing?
I agree. Next match for the AEW International title and the Never Openweight title.
Yeah.
Konosuke Takeshita, the champion. Tomohiro Ishii, the challenger. Yeah.
This is I'm gonna skip right to the end of this match. I watched this match, and I sat on my couch, and I said out loud to myself at 1 a.m, I said, "Self, it don't get any better than that." We got it. We got him, baby. Yeah. Takeshita does it. Ishii proves again that this company does not treat him the right fucking way, that nobody treats him the right fucking way.
Group chat was going nuts during this match.
He's the most consistent, Tomohiro Ishii's the most consistent professional wrestler on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
Every time you ask him to do something, he absolutely fucking delivers. Takeshita's amazing. This match was incredible.
Ishii is absolutely like the ageless wonder.
Yeah, he's insane.
Yeah.
He delivers every goddamn time. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. These are man-ass men.
Yeah.
Like, Takeshita gets the fucking win. He gets, this is Ishii's belt, and Takeshita gets it.
Takeshi's solidifying himself even further as one of the best in the world right now.
Fucking great. And I've always said, like, if at New Japan will never do this, but if New Japan's ever like, I don't know what we're going to do. We got to right this ship. I know how to right the fucking ship.
Yep.
I know how to do it. Ishii gets an old man run with that fucking title, and that rights his fucking ship. Everybody will go fucking crazy, and every single match will be great.
Ballistic for him.
So I was just like, 1 a.m, happy as could be. The chat's going off.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about how great Ishii is and how great Take is, and we all know it. We've all loved him forever. And I'm like, this is it. This is peak. Nothing gets better. This is amazing. I'm so happy. These guys stole the fucking weekend.
You know, like we're talking earlier in the day, and we're asking, what are you looking forward to? You said this match and everything else.
Everything else is gravy. Yeah. Everything else is gravy. This is the match for me. This is my style of wrestling with my current favorite Japanese wrestler, my current favorite Japanese wrestler who's in America. Like, just like, I was like, this is it. The gravy. Stole the fucking show.
Yep.
Did what I knew they were going to do. Talk it up now, New Japan. You don't treat Ishii fucking good at all. Yep. AEW has him lose every fucking match. But here it is, hitting another fucking home run out of the park.
Another one.
We're set. Everything else is
DJ
cruising.
Khaled, another one.
Right. Everything else is fucking cruising.
Yeah.
It was good while it lasted.
Talk a little bit longer, or talk a little bit more later. The three-way title match for the IWGP Tag Team titles.
Yes.
LIJ, which was Hiromu and Tetsuya Naito.
Which was added after Wrestle Kingdom, they announced.
Yeah, it was like
something
during Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
United Empire of Great O'Connor and Jeff Cobb. And the Young Bucks.
Yes. Wrestling shirtless for the first time in a while.
The boys popped the top.
They popped the tops.
They came out to their old entrance music for New Japan. Young Bucks got the win.
LOL.
Young Bucks held the titles.
Yeah.
They didn't look bad.
No, they didn't know. The match was fun.
Like, they didn't look bad. I'm just still...
No, they decided to drop the we're gonna wrestle like shit for 8 months on purpose to work the marks.
That's the craziest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Right. It wasn't just that you suck. You were working everybody.
So they are officially the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions.
Of course, heavyweight is the key there.
Yeah.
Stand them next to Drilla Maloney, please.
That guy's next up, brother.
Right? You think I exposed Lance Archer?
For real.
But they looked fine. When this happened, I was like, I guess this makes sense because the tag division shit. We've been talking about that forever.
It's been nothing.
Right? The Ocon was like, I have a mystery partner, and it's like, oh, who's your mystery partner? It's my partner. Just the guy I've been partnering with forever.
My fucking wish that it was going to surprise everybody and be MJF.
I know.
Because MJF talks about how much he hates New Japan, but he likes Great O'Con. I was like, this would be hilarious.
But the best thing about this is that maybe the Young Bucks stay away. Maybe they just do Japan. No, they already said they're bringing it to Dynamite, but I'm hopeful.
Yeah, I know that they are booked for New Beginning in Osaka. It's going to be them versus Naito and Hiromu. I'd be fine with Naito and Hiromu winning the tag titles together. Why not?
Yeah.
Let them have a little run.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Why not?
Global heavyweight title match: Yota Tsuji versus Jack Perry.
Yeah.
This is the most forgettable fucking match on this card.
Absolutely.
Not a goddamn thing I even remember.
As I said in the group chat, God took the wrong Perry.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jack Perry is not good.
No.
He's not a good heel at all.
It's not believable.
It's just not. No.
None of his presentation is believable. I believed more that he was a feral jungle kid who rode a dinosaur in 2022 than I believe that he's a tough guy, mini Raven asshole.
The scapegoat character fucking
terrible.
sucks. It's a flop.
When he takes the goat head off, which looks stupid, you're like, oh, it's just a little boy under there.
Part of me was like, okay, cute. You had your 2 nights in Chicago.
Right.
When you wrestled in New Japan.
Right.
And when you came back to AEW and the crowd was, cheering,
Yeah.
Cry Me a River, whatever.
Right.
Since then, it's been fucking awful.
I said to the comments at the comic shop today, shout out Comics in the Green, and we were talking about wrestling, and the one guy that worked there said, like, over the holidays, like, his family asked him something about wrestling. He was like, I can answer this because I listen at the comic shop when people talk. And it was about steroids. He's like, oh, I watched a documentary on that. And I was like,
next logical step.
Right. And I was like, here's the thing about steroids is that everybody should be on them.
Fact.
Because that levels the playing field.
Fact.
If you complain about Mark McGuire and Barry Bonds being on steroids, do you know how you solve that problem?
You have a big dump in your pants, number one.
Doing steroids. You get steroids, and then
you hit a ball 700 feet.
Right. So to paraphrase Dennis Leary, the answer isn't less drugs. It's more drugs given to the right fucking people.
I agree.
And the thing about Jack Perry is that he took over, he became this like tough guy gimmick. He's a brawler. He's tough. He's a heel. He grew the beard. He's gruff. He's mean. But he has like lost weight. Like
he just looks
and I get
terrible.
It. Maybe not everybody needs to be a big ass body guy in the size of Brian Cage. Maybe they should be. But if you're 5'0" like he is, and you're going to wrestle this tough guy style that he's trying to wrestle, this like reckless, devil may care tough guy thing, bulk up a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe not do steroids, but eat a fucking sandwich. Yeah. Maybe give yourself a bowl of cereal at 1 a.m. when you're on your way to bed and put a little bit of weight on.
Just nobody buys like the weird tough guy act.
It's completely unbelievable.
Like
as soon as you see his face,
he looks like a dork.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for me, man.
It's like fighting a toddler. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
it just doesn't work for what he's trying to do.
He stinks.
And the other side of that is that when he was just feral jungle kid, he also wasn't a great flippy guy either. So like if he wasn't Luke Perry's kid, he's wrestling the undercard of GCW against.
He's wrestling Starboy Charlie.
Right, exactly. Yeah. He's doing the coconut loop with Eli Everfly. Like
that's a fucking name.
Like if he's not Luke Perry's kid and they thought they can get the rub out of that, he's not here. It's just what it is.
Yeah, I agree.
He stinks. And he's had all the opportunity in the world to get better, and he's not.
It's just not bad. I just don't.
It's not believable. Nope. He's not improving.
No.
It's just done.
Yeah, let it go.
Walk away.
Let it go. I agree.
Everybody needs to walk away.
Yeah.
Maybe when the good story when Luchasaurus, if he ever comes back, we haven't had any updates. We know he's really ill. If he comes back, we'll do a Cody Rock reset is what we'll call it.
Oh yes.
And just Luchasaurus comes back and Jungle Boy's with him again. Put him in give him a tag team run.
Yeah.
And that's it, because people will love that, and it boosts the AEW tag team division a little bit, because apparently 2 sucky guys in a tag team can make a right.
That's a fact.
But this ain't fucking working. Shave the fucking beard.
Yeah.
Like,
it sucks.
Work less on wrestling and work more on making sure Anna Jay's happy, because you hit the fucking jackpot there, brother.
Yeah.
And just, make sure that fucking works.
I agree. Next match.
Ricochet versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, no, sir. Kenny, by God, Omega, going up against Gabe, by God, Kid.
Gabe, by Satan, Kid.
Brother. This...
I don't want to exaggerate. I don't want to overhype things. I don't want people to be like, "Oh, what a fucking mark."
No, fuck it, dude. It's an all-time classic.
It's gonna be the match of the year at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's an all-time classic.
I don't know, like maybe not because Will Ospreay exists and Kyle Fletcher exists, but like this is front runner match of the year.
Yeah,
this is what the Wrestle Kingdom main event, like this is a Wrestle Kingdom main event style match.
Yeah,
it's the match of the weekend. It made Tanahashi fucking cry.
Yeah.
And everybody, I saw so many posts about Gabe Kidd, like, and I think Tim talked about it too, but like Gabe Kidd's star-making performance.
Absolutely.
You should have been listening to this fucking show because we've been telling you that that's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the dude. He should be the leader of the Bullet Club. You know, maybe he was wrestling a little too harsh because he was hurting some people. He did take out Eddie, which is a problem.
That spot, it wasn't, you know,
right.
Both of them should have said no. Nothing was well thought out.
Right. Both of them should have said no.
Yeah.
Both of these guys. But Kenny comes back from diverticulitis. This is his match back. And everybody's like, well, what's Kenny going to be? And then Kenny comes out and he has the fucking 19 abs. I've never seen it before.
Looking like
they go all the way up to his neck. He looks great,
dude.
Clearly, this is where he belongs. Whether he got lured away by a fucking money mark or not, Chris Charlton.
More on that in a little bit. Yeah.
This is where Kenny belongs. Kenny
in
maybe the best Tokyo Dome wrestler of all time.
Kenny in the Dome. There's just something about it.
Bruno in the Garden.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. Fucking Hogan at Hog Wild. I don't know what the fuck Hogan's thing is. Maybe the Garden also. But you know what I mean? Like,
there's just something about it, dude.
Certain wrestlers are connected to certain places. And Kenny at the Dome is a freak of fucking nature. It's a freak of nature.
Why?
I don't know.
What brings it out of him?
I don't know. But Kenny, before he left, or before he got ill, was like, yeah, I've had my time. I'm backseating. I'm going to help these kids. I'm going to be Kenny Omega, but I'm going to make sure that the process that Kenny Omega is going through is boosting everyone else up.
Yeah.
And he got really, really ill, and it is a life-threatening illness. Yeah. I saw X-Pac just got diagnosed with. So, shout out to Waltman. What a great guy. But, Kenny, I don't know what happened. I don't know if maybe his mortality got questioned a little bit or whatever, but Kenny comes back and it's gonna break Meltzer's scale. I don't know. It's not Kenny Okada level.
So all right, here,
but it's fucking close.
Stop there. You brought up a question last week.
I did.
Of can there be anything?
Yes.
That is Omega Okada again.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm not going to say this is Omega Okada, but motherfucker, is it close.
It's close.
It is close.
It's close.
This is absolutely just a fucking all-time classic. Again, shut the year down, I think.
It's going to be hard.
It
can be done. It can be done.
There were times in this match, dude, I was up in my living room pacing.
Yeah.
Could not believe what they were doing.
Yeah.
It was just... Parts of it were brutal.
It is a complete wrestling match. Yeah, there's not a single thing lacking in it.
Kenny bleeds a ton. Gabe bleeds a ton.
Right.
Which, to your point again last week, blood in a fucking wrestling match.
Rules.
It rules.
The best.
And the sight of them both bleeding added so much more to
this. The dome is so special.
Yeah.
Even though it was a quarter fucking filled. But whatever.
Yeah.
But the dome is special. Kenny there is special. His return, Kid's unbelievable. The dives to the outside. There's oh shit moments. There's great wrestling. There's great brawling. This is as complete of a wrestling match as you could possibly get.
From the point where Gabe came out and the crowd is so behind him.
Yep.
When he takes off the tracksuit and he's wearing the biker shorts kind of, which he wore in tribute to Alex Coughlin because that's his best friend. Who retired, had to retire because of medical reasons.
Right.
And he's pointing at his leg, and he's got the New Japan lion mark.
Yep.
And that crowd took them up another level.
Yeah.
Realizing oh no, this guy loves this place. This guy wants to be here. Another one where it's give me the fucking ball, let me run. I love this place.
Yep.
And then Kenny comes out, and it's just Oh shit, that's God.
Brand new theme song that he worked with the composers of Final Fantasy music to do. Like, what a dream for him too.
Like you said, comes out looking like $1 million.
$1 million.
They are just slugging the shit out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
When Kenny hit that one dive over the top rope to the outside, and like Bryce was one of the people. Bryce fucking refs the match.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the people that like Omega lands.
Did you see Bryce at Choco Pro?
I did. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, man, this was just an absolute all-time classic.
Yeah. Agreed.
I will watch this match 100 times, and I don't think I'll ever get sick of it.
Yeah.
Could not believe what they pulled off.
Yeah. Just
don't ever fucking doubt Kenny Omega ever.
You know, and Kid came out and sort of said like, I'm loyal to this place, and he's been bashing AEW, which I think people got the wrong idea that they could do that too.
Yes.
But when I've been thinking about this in my brain about Gabe Kidd for a while, because I mean we talk about him a lot,
and we always joke like he's the guy that doesn't know wrestling isn't real.
And you know, when he first sort of exploded on the scene a little bit, he was just doing Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
But it worked, right?
Yeah.
And it's recognizable, and it's over, and it's immediately you know what kind of guy that is, and he's a piece of shit, but he can back it up, right? You don't want to fight him, but you hate him.
Yeah.
Like you want to fight him, but you wouldn't fight him.
Yeah, you know, like, oh no, he'll fuck you up.
And I know that he came out and was like full on, I'm New Japan, whatever. And it's his coming out because like AEW used him like Ring of Honor as a job guy, which is insane in the last year, but whatever. For a while now, I've been thinking about this and trying to make it work in my brain, and it's easy. But like I was like, but you know, he's kind of got to have that thing, and it's not going to happen because he is dedicated to New Japan, which is great.
Yeah. But
like, if I was in charge of let's just say a wrestling company that's streaming on Max currently. This just randomly, theoretically there's a wrestling company and streaming on Max and on TBS and TNT Warner Networks. Theoretically, that company exists.
Yeah.
I would bring him in, have him kill whoever has the title, and become the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, there's one. Because there's a guy that there's some movements in this match, and I don't know if you see, I think you've seen it and we've mentioned it before, but I don't know if other people have seen it, but watch. There's posture and body language and the occasional like little move that he does that he stole from Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
He had that match of the year like 2-3 years ago against Eddie.
Against Eddie.
You know, and Eddie, and they never got the rematch that one time. But like, until, you know, they're supposed to have the rematch in America and it didn't happen, whatever. As far as like your bruiser, believable maniac pro wrestler, there's not a single one better than Gabe Kidd.
Nope.
He feels dangerous.
Yeah, everything he does, like, it's with intent to hurt you.
Right. And so, like, Mox is trying that, but they've already undercut that on AEW. We talked about that.
Yeah.
But, like, for real, now, what AEW should actually do is Kenny Omega on Wednesday should come out and squash this fucking thing dead.
Kenny Omega being on Dynamite this Wednesday.
You want the ratings to go back up, Kenny's your champ on Dynamite.
Kenny, and I was kind of talking about this with a couple people, like, no more fucking around.
Right.
No more
No more.
mid-card shit. Mm-hmm. No more tag shit. Fuck the trio shit. Yep. Fuck the elite storyline. Yep. That right there is the cleaner, the best bout machine. That dude walks in, says, you think you're better than me? You're not.
You have to run a wrestling company with a star on top.
Yeah.
WWE is as hot as it is now with the same fucking dude on top for 4 years.
Yeah.
Everybody said, well, the Roman thing's going on too long, and it manages to loop back around, and everybody fucking loves it, right? AEW, I love Mox. I love a lot of the people that they do, right?
Yeah.
But Kenny, as a single star, not tied in with his friends because he wants to be, is the star.
He's the
star.
He's the fuck.
Ospreay is too.
Yeah.
But when if I had the option, and I was running a wrestling company that I wanted to try and get people to talk about, It literally, I have my champion lose to Gabe Kidd in 30 seconds. Yeah. He is the most dangerous feeling wrestler on the planet.
Yeah.
So, like, when he walks into a room, I'm like, this dude's going to kill somebody.
Yeah.
And, like, the Mox thing is getting undercut and does not have the balls that it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Gabe Kidd is all balls. He is like he's
all sack.
He is like he's all sack. That shit's filled. Like he's all sack because he's just all ball. Like the dude, like he is just feels deadly.
Yeah.
He does not waver from that. He does not back away from that.
No.
He says what he wants to say. He says fuck AEW. He means it. Like, and I don't know what he is, but maybe I hope he's a nice guy. I hope he treats people the right way. I hope he's good to the women in his life.
Yes.
But
you better be, Gabe.
But like
Gabriel.
But he feels when he comes out to wrestle, he feels like Conor McGregor who was throwing chairs through bus windows.
Yeah. Just
right?
Like unhinged.
Unhinged.
Yeah.
So like to me, he comes in and like whoever your champion is, and they're like, I'm the champion here, I run this fucking place, and he steps in and he's like, the fuck you do, whoops him and goes, this is mine, come and try me, none of you were fucking crazy enough, right?
Yeah.
You're not getting that.
Yeah.
But he is now, like, if he doesn't take over the fucking Bullet Club, he needs to leave the Bullet Club.
I said, well, when we were talking during the Ash,
right.
We said this needs one or two ways.
Yes.
Either they turn on Finlay or they jump out Gabe Kidd because they realize we can't handle this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
That needs to happen because you have a star there, right? And I think because Omega's a fucking star maker. It's what he does,
dude,
right?
He is un-fucking
I think
real.
Gabe has to hold a major title within 6 months.
Yeah.
Probably going to be the Never because that's his style.
Yeah, but then does he win the AEW International title too?
I don't know. I don't know how that works. We'll figure that. Yeah. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
We don't need that right now.
Yeah.
But
man,
AEW wise, and we already said this, but I'm going to repeat it again. Kenny's your guy on the top of that card. He's on your buses. He's on your flyers. He's on your merchandise. He's on every fucking ad that you have because he's that guy.
And here's the thing with Kenny. I don't need him to wrestle every week.
No, he's too big of a
He doesn't
star.
need to wrestle every week.
Nope.
And he can tell you, it's your privilege to wrestle me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm picking you to wrestle me. It's
Right.
your privilege. You better bring your A game.
Right.
And nobody can bring their A game.
Right.
And he'll just fucking kill you.
Right. Put him in tag matches, whatever you got to do.
I don't even
if
need
you
to
need
see him
him,
in a tag.
but like
nothing.
He is your champion and he is your main event of pay-per-views until he makes someone bigger.
Yeah.
Which will happen, right? Him Ospreay in America will fucking tear it down.
They
right?
run it back at Forbidden Door.
Ospreay's already incredibly close to
Yeah.
being that guy. I think a lot of people want him to be that guy. But like Kenny comes into a company as the star. He's got to be like stop, like you said, stop fucking around.
Yeah.
Like WWE is as successful as they are because the hottest and best guy gets on top. Yeah. It's Roman, it's Cena, it's whoever the fuck it happens to be at that moment. Kenny's back. Kenny's that guy. I don't care if you think it's boring. I don't care what you think. If people need to change it up, and we've seen this and we've seen that before, it doesn't fucking matter.
It's Kenny.
When ratings are down,
it's Kenny.
Ticket sales are down. Kenny. You're selling 1,500 tickets to a fucking Dynamite, like whatever. Kenny, because people will pay to be in the room with Kenny.
Yeah,
it's got to be that.
Yeah,
and I don't know how you do that without completely undercutting and removing the Death Riders. But maybe that's what you need to do.
Maybe that's what you need to do.
Maybe the Death Riders fight from underneath and try and fuck with Kenny as heels and put the babyface on top. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But I do know because Kenny as champion and Kenny on top makes the people he wrestles better.
Yeah.
Gabe Kidd had a very good match against Kenny Omega. Gabe Kidd has been having very good matches.
A very good match against
an incredible match against Kenny Omega. Right.
Literally a fucking classic.
But Kidd has been having great matches.
He has been
for the whole year, and because he did it with Kenny, it's that next level. And everybody's like, "Well,
you just took another step."
He's a made guy, right?
So in the pre-conference for this, Omega was saying to Gabe Kidd, he goes, "What? You thought that you're the next Guy Gene that they're going to bring in? They're like," he goes, "You think you're Jay White?
Right.
You think you're Will Ospreay? You think you're at the level of those guys?
Right.
And now after this, you're getting to that level.
Right.
In Japan, New Japan eyes, the Japanese audience,
made him.
You're a fucking made man.
You made
now.
him. Absolutely.
He is fucking unbelievable.
Kenny's got to go and sprinkle that Kenny dust on the rest of AEW because their talent's there.
Yeah.
But something about Kenny makes people seem special, win or lose, right?
There's just something about the fucking guy.
Right. You want to tune Okada back up like you desperately need to? All right, well, then you Kenny Okada in the U.S.
Well, and that's what the tease is for July.
Right?
Is Kenny Okada
Let's go.
all in.
Let's go. You want to make sure that Ospreay's already at that next level, but you want to make him up higher, you do that, right?
Yeah.
Kenny Swerve. Like this is the top of your card.
Be fucking nuts.
Don't falter. This is the top of your card.
Yeah.
And spin them around, mix them together, and just fire them one off in between Kenny.
Yeah.
And then when Kenny's time is up, you find whoever has the biggest pop with him, whoever he made throughout that year, comes back around.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
He's the biggest star. Wrestling companies run on they live or die by the main fucking event.
Yep.
Again, there was a thing. I don't remember who the hell it was. There was that Honky Tonk Man fucking quote from all those things ago. Macho Steamboat at WrestleMania 3 is one of the best wrestling matches everybody's ever seen. Every fucking ticket in that place was not bought.
No. It was bought for one match.
It was bought for one fucking match, and it was the match on top.
Yep.
And it's what it is.
Yeah.
And Kenny gives you both. He gives you the work rate and the guy that people want to be in the fucking room with.
Yeah.
Then see. Not even see wrestle, but I saw Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
That's who that needs to fucking be. And you don't have that much time because he's been at this game a long ass time, and hopefully the fire's reignited in his belly. Like whatever they removed, lit that fire back. But that's the guy. And you need to do that. You can't bring him back and have him second fiddle behind Edge or waiting in line to get it Mox or whatever. All that shit changes.
Yeah, it's changed now.
He just had what's conceivably going to be a 6 or 7 star match from Meltzer in the Tokyo Dome. You put that you talk to New Japan about showing that match on Dynamite. You talk about it. You show everything, and Kenny who's treated like a god.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, you're foolish.
Yeah, no more cutesy shit with him, man. It's
Kenny,
it's done.
Kenny gets to do what he wants. And Kenny made the choice to back off. And I hope he doesn't continue to make that choice. I hope he understands that for the benefit of that fucking company, he needs to be at top.
If I'm Tony Khan, I would just be like, I don't need trios wrestler Kenny Omega.
Nope.
I don't need Golden Jets Kenny Omega.
Kenny keeps saying, I'm going to wrestle with Ibushi somewhere in the year.
Yeah.
Don't do it on AEW TV, buddy. Yeah. Do it on a Battle of the Valley or something.
Yeah.
I don't need it on my TV because you need to be the GOAT. You need to be the guy right now.
Yeah.
They need the guy.
Yeah.
And I wanted it to be Mox, but it ain't.
They bumbled it.
It can be Ospreay. It can be Okada again. It has been and can be Swerve again. It could be Hanger. It could be all those guys. But right now, it's got to be Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny Omega has officially re-entered the chat.
It's got to be Kenny. It's got to be Kenny.
Yeah.
Him and the Young Bucks, it ain't gonna work.
No, Keep it far away.
Be Kenny.
Keep fucking Jack Perry far away. All of it. Stay away.
Right.
Okada, stay away from the Elite.
Right.
Make that fucking special.
Right. I would have, if I'm going to do anything, I'm taking the FTR Edge thing and I'm burning that at the next thing that you possibly can.
Yeah. Because
Edge ain't beating Mox. The match will be fine. But again, we talk about this till a blue in the face. People aren't following WWE stars over, so Edge is great.
Yeah.
But he ain't popping the ratings here. It'll be a fine match. But Kenny needs to be in that driver's seat. Even if you want to continue with the Death Rider stuff, have Kenny build an army and have it be AEW guys. Because he very famously, people talk about all the time, Kenny in that one thing told the backstage, I wouldn't have hired 80% of you.
Yeah. All
right, well, let's find Kenny Omega's 20%ers, put them around him, and have them defeat the Death Riders.
Yeah.
Kenny comes back, and he's like, I'm here. You guys were missing a leader. OC come with me. Briscoe come with me. Whoever.
Yeah.
And then say,
I'll take you where you need to go.
I'm going to get this soul back.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was gone, and while I was gone, the soul went away.
Yep.
Right? So I'm going to get this back. And you bring those guys in. He can't bring in Jay White because Jay White's not going to fit with that. Jay White's not going to follow Kenny.
No.
Because you want that in the main event.
You want that
right?
as a main event.
Hanger ain't going to follow Kenny because you want that in the main event.
Yeah. Yep.
And not that we don't want OC Kenny, but you have Kenny rally the troops and it reignites everybody else's flame too.
Yeah.
Kenny is the fucking guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more times I can fucking say
No,
it.
it's true though.
Kenny's
Like
the guy.
I would love
He's the dude.
I would love if Wednesday he walks in, middle of the ring, John Moxley, get out here.
Right.
Mox comes out and be like, "You ain't shit. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to put you down.
Right.
We're going to have this match. I don't know what next pay-per-view, whatever the fuck. Fuck the Edge storyline. Like
I think
this is it.
I think you have Mox chicken shit away.
Yeah.
Because you burn the Edge thing. You do that. That's fine. To hopefully it elevates Mox and these guys up a little bit. Yeah. You burn the Edge and FTR thing.
Do that on TV.
Right, sure. You know, do it on a whatever Fight for the Fall. I know they just did that.
Right.
But you burn that.
Yeah.
And then Kenny came and have Mox nose to nose, and then Mox sort of, we ain't doing this. But chicken shit away.
Yeah.
And then Kenny's like, we're gonna do this one way or the other. Like you're not gonna have a fucking say.
Yeah.
Then he builds Kenny's 20%ers and he goes at him.
God, I fucking love it. But again, I don't want to take away from this match.
Right.
Like, this is just all-time shit.
Right.
Gabe Kidd is a fucking
Watch
made man.
Watch this
Kenny
match.
Omega in
Mind
the dome
blowing.
is just a god.
Absolutely.
I can't explain it.
Right. Absolutely.
It just is. And accept it for what it is.
And again, Gabe has a lot of hand in this because he's so believable and scary.
Yeah.
Because you're like,
Gabe's awesome,
he's
man.
going to kill Kenny here.
Yeah.
Like, he really, really will.
Dude, even like during the match, I loved the little touch of like Clark Connors and Joe Maloney like talking shit to Kenny on the outside, and not just like robotic speak. It was just like, oh, you're getting fucked up, you know, like Gabe, fuck this motherfucker up, you know, like it sounds like you're hyping up your boy in a fight, you know, and that even added to it. Like, so everything was fucking perfect about this.
Talking about adding to it, let's talk about taking away from it before we get to the main event here. Chris Charlton got suspended for things in this match.
So, okay, yeah, we'll talk about it here. So
really quick, because
Chris Charlton,
it's almost a nothing, but I get it.
Yeah, Chris Charlton has been doing color commentary for New Japan for a while now.
Yes.
He did used to be just like the third guy / translator.
Yeah, he was the Mike Tenay.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. He's become the color commentator for English commentary. Gotten some hot water for some shit he said during the match, saying like Tony Khan's a money mark.
And so, about New Japan would have been better if everybody didn't get paid off by the money mark. Or
yeah, like when they're talking about like the C2 compared to the G1, he goes, that's a joke.
Yeah.
Kept saying AEW likes to have this tagline of we're the best wrestler. Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah, right.
Gotten some hot water because of his comments. And you kind of touched on it before. I think he took it a little too far.
Yeah. For his standing in the company, for where he is in the hierarchy.
And Mike in the Discord made a good point. It's one thing when Gabe Kidd and Yota Tsuji are saying it. Your color commentator shouldn't be doing this. Especially because they don't do the heel commentator thing. They did it loosely with Callis and Carino when they were doing it. But so it was just very it's very weird.
It's an interesting dynamic, right? Because Gabe Kidd was doing it a ton. Right? A lot of guys do it.
And he's allowed to.
And they're also having matches that are going to be against other people,
Guess
right?
what? Gabe Kidd's also going and working AEW at times, you know?
I think Chris Charlton got a little too big in his britches and was like, well, I'm going to add to this when nobody asked him to.
Yeah.
And in fact, people probably told him not to.
Didn't need you to fight this fight.
Because, I got this cleaner.
It's one thing being passionate defending your company. Because, Kenny, like in the build-up to this, said, New Japan Pro Wrestling is nothing without me. I built this place. I leave and you lose.
Right.
I get wanting to have that pride of, hey, New Japan's where I work. This place is something without you.
Right.
But there's a line.
And, people were blaming Tony Khan, and all the reports came out and said it wasn't Tony Khan. Somebody even said Tony Khan was watching the Japanese commentary. He wasn't listening.
Which was hilarious. Oh, I hope that's true.
But there is a cultural difference between American and British culture and Japanese culture when it comes to businessmen
and respecting your
business partners. And I think Chris Charlton being a commentator and being a voice like that comes from the place of representing the company in a different way than the wrestlers do.
Because he does have an office job there too.
Right. And I think that is where it sours, right? Is that it's a guy who has an office job, who's a commentator, who is burying the owner of our partner. of a partner company and a friend and whatever. And I think just culturally in Japan, it was a huge no-no, which is a bigger factor. I think Tony Khan gives a shit. No. I just think that he, I don't know if he's given permission or not, but it certainly seems like he was like, well, I'm going to pile on because this is cool, this is fun. And, he just...
I think he might have got caught. He got caught up.
Yeah. Right.
It's one thing to start defending New Japan, but then when you lodge the insult...
Right. There's the right way to do it and the wrong way to do it. And taking shots at a guy who is helping facilitate the show, who you don't have this match without.
And even in the build, like Kenny, like he would take the shots, but it was more so like complimenting himself.
Right.
And then said, why do you think I chose to come back here?
Right.
This is where the best professional wrestling happens. So he's putting over New Japan.
And from like a
they
weird...
They lose that, I think.
And in a country that is still so... honor-based and still attached to the tradition of it all, if Kenny says something like that, well, Gabe Kidd's there to smack him in the mouth, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And if a wrestler says it, then another wrestler's there to defend the honor.
Yeah.
Is Tony Khan going to come and fight you know what I mean? Like it's just a little a little too offhanded, a little too out of the playbook, and I think it's a lot of people are saying he's gonna get out permanently because 2 months ain't that much of a suspension. It's a couple of shows.
Yeah, and I wonder if Rocky Romero being on commentary maybe lit that fire a little bit too.
Maybe.
For him to be like, hey man, a little much.
Right. I don't dislike Charlton. I think he's all right.
I think he's okay.
I think their commentary
very knowledgeable,
very super knowledgeable, which is why he was so good in the Mike Tenay spot. I don't love Walker Stewart either. Fine, young guy, plenty of room to grow. But they fill the spot that they were having a hard time filling, and it is what it is. But I don't know.
And the other thing that got brought up a little bit, he made a comment during Hiromu's entrance for the tag match. Mm-hmm. Because Hiromu was in that big costume with all the balls around. Yeah. They're like, oh, look at Hiromu and those balls. And he said, I bet EOP's jealous.
Oh.
Yeah. Which EOP just had testicular cancer.
Right, that's weird.
So even if EOP's okay with it, it comes off as real bad taste.
A little too excitable in the moment.
Yeah,
because this is his first Wrestle Kingdom is not the third chair. I don't know.
No, I think he did it last.
It seems like maybe the moment got a little too big and he got a little too ahead of himself. Got a little too wound up in a space he wasn't supposed to be wound up in, and he ended up he thought it'd be really funny to flip the cake at the party and everybody would laugh, and they're all like, dude, you just fucked the cake up. What's your problem?
Yeah, because even on New Year's Dash...
It's like that guy in November Rain that dives through the cake for no reason.
Piece of shit. Yeah, New Year's Dash, some shit happens where Walker's solo on commentary.
Yeah.
And EOP comes up and is like, why are you solo out here? And Jeff Cobb, the same thing. He goes, hey, I see you're out here by yourself. Don't say anything that's going to get you in trouble. So I wonder if they're kind of taking the piss out of it a little bit, or if they're taking a shot at Charlton.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe they're not happy about it either, but
But
it comes down to it. It's The Office, and that's
gotta obey.
But for everybody out there, if you were still thinking about it, everybody confirmed it. TK had no fucking hand in it. He didn't. No. By all accounts, we didn't even fucking hear it. So
then Tony Schiavone sent that tweet out yesterday saying, hey, Chris Charlton, go fuck yourself.
Right. And take a shower.
You stink. And then deleted it quick.
Right.
Yep. Oh boy.
Right. Well, again, that's you feel you've got to defend where you're at, and that's
defend your company,
and that's the level, right? So, but
I was like, please, I hope you're not working an angle,
right? I don't think so.
But all right,
Chris Charlton goes into business for himself, takes out Jon Moxley.
That'd be wild.
It's his company now.
He's the real hand in the Death Rider.
Yeah.
Main event, IWGP World Heavyweight Title.
Yes.
Zack Sabre Jr. defending against Rick O'Shea.
Yep.
What a difference a night makes.
Crazy, because I was like, all right, so obviously I said, after the Takeshita match, I was like, all right, things are over. We're good here. Good luck, everybody. And then that match happened, and I was like, well, we're just totally fucked at this point. Shut it down. Move this to New Year's Dash. Do something. Because Sabre Jr. Ricochet, on paper, even before Wrestle Kingdom, was like, really? Yeah. Main event?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess so. But we'll see what happens. And then it was really good.
And then you were put in the ultimate death spot.
Yeah, right. How do you follow an all-timer like that? And they did really good.
They did really good.
It was different enough that it didn't have to compare. It wasn't like, in the last match.
It was 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is perfect for these two.
Yeah. A better main event than Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh, easily. Way better, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the match is never, the outcome's never in doubt in this.
No.
But it was good, man.
Yeah.
It was really
I enjoyed
good.
the hell out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
Really, like, it was made me feel better for Zack Sabre Jr.
You know what it was? It was like when I used to go to Doc McGrogan's and I would eat like a delicious, succulent Chinese meal. But I'd have like a really great seafood meal, like whatever, wonderful thing. And I'm like, God, I'm so satisfied. That was one of the best meals of my life. And then the waitress would come around. She'd be like, would you like this tiny key lime pie? And I'd be like, I would fucking love that.
Of course I would.
I would love that tiny key lime pie. Key lime pie, give me it right now. And I would eat that key lime pie, and I'd be like, man, this was really good. Key lime pie ain't better than the dinner.
No.
But God,
Still
did it
really
feel good
Still
after.
good.
Felt really good after.
Yeah.
And I went home even more satisfied because I was like, man, I really that dessert really hit the spot after that amazing meal.
I really liked Zach working like with a mean streak here. Like it was funny. It was almost like a, all right, motherfuckers, you thought last night was bad. Okay.
I wonder what the impact did. Like I wonder what if anything changed.
I wonder if it did.
Like he was like, all right, well we're gonna show you
because he was wrestling mean.
Right.
He caught a dive from Ricochet. He caught him in a cravat.
Right. Well, and then you're sitting. Like you're also backstage getting ready for your fucking match, and the match you're gonna follow is this, and you're like, guys, can you not? Okay, all right, we're at oh shit, 5 minutes and we're at 4 stars. Fuck, all right, well 5 up, set. Fuck, all right, well, and you're just looking over at Ricochet, and you're like, what do you got, Helios? Let's go. But it was really
great.
Good.
It was a great match.
It was very, very good.
Really
Absolutely.
was. So.
Yeah. If like 2 or 3 other matches on this card didn't exist, that would be like a must watch. But
I still think it is. I think it's really a must watch.
Yeah.
There were 4 matches where I'd like recommend off the show.
Such a better card than Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, Mercedes Mina.
Yeah.
Finley Brody. Obviously Omega Gabe.
Yeah.
5 matches.
Okay.
Takeshi Ishii.
Yeah.
And then main event. I'd recommend them all.
Yeah, it's definitely in there. I think it's probably better than Finley Brody.
Yeah, it's better than Finley Brody. If I had to cut one, I'd cut that for time. But
yeah, but that's great too. So yeah, that's fair. I give it.
Oh, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. Overall, I had such a blast watching Japanese wrestling.
Nothing happened at New Year's Dash, everybody.
No,
not a fucking thing.
Literally,
I was so mad. I went to sleep before the main event or during the main event because I was like, "What do I go see?"
Yeah, because we were up texting each other like, it's only us two. Like, and New Year's Dash just isn't what it used to be.
So 3 years ago, 4 years ago, or more, New Year's Dash. You messing with my Thor deodorant?
I dropped the soap.
But like New Year's Dash used to be crazy, right? Like people used to come to New Year's Dash and like because the card's not announced, and you'd get insane shit. It would be crazy surprises and weird mix-ups. You'd get cruiserweights wrestling heavyweights, and you'd get all this kind of shit. And like they stopped doing that. Last year they didn't do it.
Well. No, they did the fucking awesome matchup at the end of the team of Okada, Ishii, Danielson, and Moxley.
Oh, right. That was Dash. Yeah, right.
The year before that was the main event. The tag team was Omega and Okada teamed up.
Right. They didn't do any of that this year.
No, the year before was, I think, the return of Yoshihashi.
Yeah. But, like, it doesn't feel like it used to.
No, remember when Suzuki-gun came and just flipped the company on its head?
Yeah, it used to be really fun and unpredictable, and this was very predictable matches. Like, I don't know. It absolutely didn't do it for me. So there's like literally nothing to talk about.
No, it builds up some things, but
at least
nothing significant.
Taguchi got a spot on the show finally this fucking weekend.
Yeah, he should have been in the Lucha match.
Why he wasn't in the junior, like the Lucha thing? He would have fit there really well. He's going to win it, but he would have had a nice spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing to talk about on New Year's Dash. What a disappointment.
I agree. Well, I mean, that's it.
That's enough.
Yeah, it's enough. Listen, New Japan has Battle in the Valley this Saturday,
which is gonna be killer.
That card looks fucking awesome,
Absolutely.
and I cannot wait to watch it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, after all this Japanese wrestling talk, let's hit. We have one more question.
Okay.
From Mr. Sweet Timsy.
Oh, the guy who doesn't like gifts from me. Okay.
Oh man.
And now the Tim Taylor question of the week.
All right, so Timsy says, "Hey boys, if it's okay with you, I have a 2-parter."
It's definitely not okay. I'm only answering one of these.
But it's not like Ed's. First time, last time, only time, brothers. 1A. Boy, did wrestling overseas kick ass this weekend. On a scale of 1 to 10, how high are your hopes for all things Japanese wrestling in 2025? Between Stardom, Marigold, New Japan, Noah, and even TJPW. I don't know why you say even TJPW.
Right. Yeah.
Things look to be set for success right off the jump.
It should have been even Noah.
Yeah, or even Marigold.
Right.
So real quick, I'll just run down. I'll name each company that he named.
Yeah.
You don't have to go into like a big thing, but I'll give you your 1 to 10. 1 to 10 excitement on Stardom.
10.
Yeah, it's probably about an 8 for me.
Okay.
Marigold.
4. I mean, they have Tank.
They have Tank. I'll go 4 because I don't know how much Sarie's going to be around.
Yeah.
New Japan.
9.
New Japan, I'm about at an 8 because this Battle of the Valley card on Saturday looks sick.
Looks awesome.
And I cannot wait, dude.
I'm under it on Stardom because it's below Stardom because they have a lot of reacting to do with some wrestlers. So we'll see.
Pro Wrestling Noah.
5. They are the definition of iffy. 50-50.
I'm going to go 3. I just have not much care. And even Tokyo Joshi Pro.
1, how dare you? 2, where do you get off? Tokyo Joshi Pro, I will sit at around an 8. I don't think they can reach the highs of Stardom in New Japan, but they have their roster is still fucking really great. So, and we'll see, but they're good.
I'm going to put them at a 7.
Okay.
It's going to be hard replicating Watanabe's title run.
Absolutely.
She had an amazing run this past year, so we'll see what they can do. But, I mean, overall excited except for Pro Wrestling Noah. And Marigold's all right. So,
Marigold, again, Hayashi Shida is great.
Love her.
If Sari leaves, that stinks for them. That kills them a lot. But their under to mid card is real bad. It's a thin roster.
Real bad, yeah.
At least Noah has Omos.
Well, goddamn right.
Did you see Omos in the streets, by the way?
Yeah, dude, he looked great.
Somebody was interviewing him, what do you do for a living?
Hilarious. Yeah. Dude, he's hanging out with Muto's taking care of him.
That's right.
So 1B from Tim.
All right.
As a curious but not yet full-blown Japanese wrestling viewer, how would you guys try to sell people on making the effort to seek some of this stuff out and get hyped for the best wrestling they've never seen? Love you, boys. Thanks for making the Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty nights extra exciting.
Okay.
So how would you try to sell people on making the effort to seek out some Japanese wrestling and get excited about it?
So it's easy to find. It's not as hard as it once was. I think you start with get a subscription to New Japan World. But I think the detriment that New Japan does is they copyright strike everything online now.
Yeah.
Everything. So it's hard to point through social media because they crush it. But I think if you are an AEW fan, I think you can say, well, here's Kenny Omega wrestling like you want to see him.
Yep.
I think you could say, oh, you see Takeshita on AEW? Well, you have to see Takeshita in Japan.
Yeah.
You
want to see Mercedes Moné have another banger? Oh, look what happened in Japan.
Yeah, I think you have. I think that's where you go. I think you point them in the biggest one with the biggest success rate. I think if people are curious about Joshi, if you're a big fan of Tony Storm, I can give you a run in Stardom. You can seek out, but it's hard. You have to sign up for subscriptions and know people, and not everybody has English commentary, so it's tougher. But New Japan's the way to go, and I would use the bridge of the stars that are on TV that you may or may not already be seeing.
I agree with that. I even like Tim watching Mayu Iwatani and Azumi from Wrestle Kingdom.
Right.
And instantly he said, well, this is way better than American women's wrestling.
You know what? Watch the Battle in the Valley. That would be a great thing because it's guaranteed English commentary and all that.
Yeah.
And that card's banger. So
Our card's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with that. Yeah, definitely watch Battle in the Valley this weekend. I can't wait.
Right. But then that's the thing. You're seeing, Mina. Mina's another great one. Oh, you like Mina Shirakawa in AEW? Well, here's where you can see her and people who wrestle like her but aren't her.
Oh, here's a familiar face. Oh, here's Anna Jay.
Right.
Enjoy, guys.
Yeah.
So, well, Tim, thank you so much. We appreciate you as always, my guy.
Yeah, thanks, pal. One question next week.
Keep it tight.
Yeah, I mean that's it. No Rumbler this week.
Give her the week off.
But just because this is gonna be a long episode, so because lots to talk about all these shows. So and there was so much more we could have watched that didn't talk about what we did.
That's true.
This is really big. So
did you buy anything?
Did I buy anything wrestling related? No.
Nope, me neither. All right. Collapsible
My
seg.
Dusty shipping. Did I buy anything? No, I don't think I did.
Collapsible seg.
Yep.
All right.
Well, I'll do the plugs here and we'll get out of here, right?
Yeah.
This has been We Need Wrestling. Everybody, you can find us online at WeNeedWrestling.com. You can email the show, WeNeedWrestling@gmail.com. We have a link tree. Go to linktree.com/WeNeedWrestling. Find everything there. All YouTube, Podbean, Apple, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, Threads maybe is in there. Our TeePublic. Friendster, Tinder, Grindr.
Whoa.
You get to decide which one of us is on which. Spoiler alert, it's both together. What
the fuck? What just happened?
All those places. Reach out, ask questions, give concerns.
If you need to get your eyes on certain things.
Right, we can help point you in a direction. We can get you close, if not there, on almost everything.
Yeah.
So we'll do what we can there. But again, that's WeNeedWrestling@gmail.com. We're a proud member of the soon-to-be-named network at STBN network on social medias, soon-to-be-named-network.tumblr.com for all the other shows. Final Wrestling Place, At Odds with Wrestling, Long Box Heroes.
Shout out Tim.
Yeah,
Final Wrestling
solo
Place
show this
going
week.
Solo, that's hard. Shout out to my guy.
It's difficult. It's interesting to me now that you bring that up, is that they did a draft show with you.
Yes.
They did a draft show with Kincannon.
Uh-oh.
And then Tim does a show by himself, and he still doesn't make that call. He still didn't even...
I don't know what to say, man.
He still didn't make that call. And that's fine. I just... I had 5 stickers made as a test run. And, you got one.
I did, proudly.
Joe got one. I got one. Michelle got one. There's one more sitting here. It's magically still sitting here. Who'd have thunk?
Crazy.
Well, anyway, check out Final Wrestle Place. Tim did do a solo episode because Marcus is under the weather.
Yeah.
And Tim's the dude, so go listen to him.
Yeah.
Wings on Wings is... keep an eye on the Wings on Wings feed, actually, because I got to figure in the next month we're getting a year-long renewal on that. So I gotta figure out how to move that shit somewhere where I ain't gotta pay for it, but it can still be accessible.
Yeah.
But yeah, that we ain't gonna pay to have that hosted anymore.
No.
But that's out there. We do still have hot sauces, so you can email the show for that. But I think that's everything. Puzzle Warriors 3, blah blah blah. Rate, subscribe, ring that bell on YouTube. I don't know what all the fucking people do. Flick the bean. I don't know what it is, but we'll be back.
Flick the bean.
We'll be back next week with a whole bunch of stuff. The Rumbler will return.
Yeah.
It is the 2013.
Yes.
Right? So that'll be next week for all you Rumble heads that missed out on the Royal Rumbler this week. There was just too much to talk about. So bumped for time. But that's it. And we're out of here.
I'm going to go pee now.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.
Knock it off, nerds!